very good evening and welcome to Charlton TV here at the Valley, where Charlton will take on Crawley Town in the first meeting between the two sides in the Football League. I'm delighted to be joined by Steve Brown and eventually Terry Smith, who is doing hospitality duties these days with Bradley Pritchard, so he'll be joining us a little bit later. But Brownie, great to have you alongside me. Obviously I missed the last couple of games but managed to tune in, but 2 wins and a 2 after within the last week.
Yeah, a couple of clean sheets as well, and a real positivity certainly after Saturday. I think the Burton game was more about grinding out the result. You know, as soon as the sending off came, it was a case of finding a way to win that one, which they did. It was a wonderful strike from Connor Coventry on his weaker side after the first shot that he had rebounded. So I think that action alone made a huge difference to everybody at the football club. You know, coming away from there with a point would have been a bit of a damp squib. So to get the 3 gives everyone that lift going into the weekend. I thought that was, personally, I was looking at it as a potential banana skin. If you think about Stockport and what they did to us from a League 2 position a couple of seasons back, you're thinking, oh, they're flying high, they're looking really good. And if I'm honest with you, we started the game on the front foot with a high tempo, pressurised, and did exactly what we needed to do. The first ball in from Coventry was exquisite, and you'll hear me go, wow, they should have defended inside. They had everybody where they should have had everybody. The ball was just so good. Sometimes when you look back and you analyse, there's nothing you can do. That good. The run from the centre forward is that good and well timed. There's not a lot you could do. The only thing I would have said was the keeper got caught in no man's land. That's it. The rest was just really good cross, really good time run. And then there was a mistake for the second, and the second was crucial because it just knocked the wind out the sails of Walsall. Our fans were in great voice away to our right on the day. And then half-time comes, and that's always the period where you think a manager's regrouped his team. There might be a change or two. They're going to come at you. They were kicking towards their favoured end. There's going to be a reaction, and they did. They had a great reaction, Walsall, and we weathered that storm. 10, 15 minutes, weathered the storm, went on to get 3 and 4. So it looks like a really comfortable day, which by and large it was, Greg, if I'm honest. But it was just the manner of the performance. It wasn't stop-start. It wasn't 20 minutes here, 10 minutes. It was 90 minutes of quite relentless work, a good tempo, and a fantastic attitude from the first minute, which got us that result. And probably deserved a slightly better draw. You know, I would say that, though. Yeah. I would say that, seeing as I've got to go up the motorway and
100%. I think even if you're not, I think everyone, even Preston North End fans and probably even neutrals, will go, oof, when they saw that draw being made. But let's rewind, first of all, to Burton, the Burton Albion matches. We've got highlights to show, which we'll talk over, and then we'll go through the Walsall. Well, we've actually got commentary for the Walsall game, so we'll go to that shortly as well. But let's rewind to Burton, because it's pretty easy to forget now, but going into that Burton game was a match where, even when you and I were discussing, that felt like a real, could be a turning point either way. If you lose that game, the pressure becomes even more enormous beyond anything we've seen this season. If it's a draw, you could get that pressure again. Whereas that kind of, getting that win, and yes, you know, I watched the game, we had a lot of chances, a lot of shots on goal, but for me it was actually the result. Get a result. If we can get that and then build on it, which we have done with the win in the FA Cup, suddenly that confidence and the mood around the place just feels a little bit different. Yeah,
I can tell you from my own experiences how tough that game would have been, and the pressure. It's not tough on paper, but Burton are a pretty poor side this season, and I think the results show that. But they're at home, they're young, they're enthusiastic, and you've still got to turn up and win that particular tie. And the pressure on Charlton would have been vast, and they would have been feeling it. No two ways about it. They would have been feeling it. And anything, like I said, even a draw, I think, Greg, we would have come back down the motorway thinking, you know, that's not a good Burton side. And I don't think they realise the magnitude of the Connor Coventry goal just yet. It might come a little bit further down the season, but 1 point from there isn't a particularly good result. 3 points then leads you into the Saturday. You have to back it up. We did that. Then I think if you walk in, they probably weren't in Sunday, but if you walk in Monday, there's a few smiles, there's a chest out, you know, and they know full well if they get a result tonight, then that's 3 wins in a week. And we said this after Huddersfield, to be fair, on comms, and the Huddersfield result, we kind of half expected, but it was the manner. The first half was a bit dead, and you know, we come in 1-0, and you know, but the sending off had impacted the game, and we said, well, let's just hold on for 10 days and see where we're after the Crawley game. And if you pick up a win tonight, everybody will be looking at league table with a different perspective. The team will go home tonight buzzing, can't wait for the next game. And it's a tough game, the next one, but suddenly you're off the back of 3 straight wins. You're going up to Lincoln, who have dipped a little bit in form. Let's be honest, they're there for the picking at the moment. I think we're meeting them at a good time. And if you can nick something there, then suddenly, if you've got 4 straight wins or 3 wins and a draw against a side that's not bad in this league, there should be an air of confidence at the training ground. There should be a bit more belief around the training ground, which may have just disappeared had we not got the result up at Burton.
And also, I think watching Charlton over the last month or so, I'll go on to the defensive side of the game in a minute, but from an attacking point of view, we've been lacking chances. So it feels like we've been waiting for a mistake in order to get chances. The one thing I really took from the Burton game was, as bad as Burton have been and they're managerless and they're going through a really bad run of form, we did create opportunities, a number of chances, good balls in the box. We're seeing 3 or 4 strikers on the end of chances rather than 1 or 2, or hoping 1 or 2 might get on the end of it. Yeah, the end product might not have been always good, but started to see players gamble a little bit more, getting into good attacking positions. And then we followed that up with Walsall, which we'll come on to in a minute. But it just felt like as soon as Charlton would score, we'd win the game. And essentially the red card helped as well. But that's exactly what happened with Coventry's first goal.
We've had a few games like that, in truth. Leighton Orient here, we found a way to win that one when we were dominating. Stockport here, 1-1, when we should have really comfortably won that game. We dominated that game. So it does, you know, in terms of, from time to time you get these games and they can go either way. You create chances, it's a draw, and you've got to find a way to pick off that winner. I just felt, on pressure and chances created on the night, we deserved the goal. It wasn't one of those ones where it was a lucky 1-0 win. We deserved it, but as the clock starts ticking down, we feel it here as much as they feel it out there. And Nathan Jones in his technical area thinking, God, just find me a goal. Someone find me a goal. Sometimes it's just like that on the sideline. You've done all you can. You've thrown the people on, you've rolled the dice. Please, someone just get me a goal. And we found a way to get it. We didn't quite do that against Stockport, and we dominated that game. And look where Stockport have gone on, you know, to rise to in the division. But yeah, I mean, I looked at that game and I think I've only seen one worse side than Burton in League One doing it for the last 4 years, and that was Forest Green the second year. The first year when they came up, I thought they were terrific. Obviously, they lost the manager to Watford. New manager came in, and the second year they were awful. And Burton are in that position. And so that's why I think it would have been even more damaging if we hadn't have got the 3. That's why I think that goal is so important. You know, not just the state of our season, but in terms of what they were up against as well. But they did it. They got the 3 points. And I'm not one of these ones that goes, oh, that means nothing if we don't pick up a win tonight. No, it was vitally important we won that game, which then led us to start the game out we did on Saturday at Walsall, which was on the front foot and very good tempo and very lively. You know, if you put that kind of performance in, week out, I don't think you'll hear too much noise from the supporters here, because it's the effort levels that really disgruntle them. If you don't get your effort levels right on the day, that probably upsets the supporter more than anything else. I thought they got the effort levels spot on Saturday.
Well, let's have a look at those highlights from Saturday, where Charlton travelled to Walsall in the second round of the FA Cup.
Very positive start to the game from Charlton Athletic. Had me the target for that long ball. Here's Anderson for the Addicts. Edmonds Green back to Connor Coventry. That's a good ball in, and Charlton lead. Gassina had me with the goal. 16 minutes gone, and Charlton strike first. Wonderful delivery from Coventry, and had me tucking away the chance. Godden back to Taylor. Neat little 1-2. It's all Charlton here. Terry Taylor, great save. Simpkin with a very strong hand. Back to Comley. Oh, that's short, and Godden could be in. He is in. Is it 2? Yes, it is. A disaster for Walsall and Brandon Comley. Matt Godden keeping his composure and finding the net. Charlton well and truly in the driving seat now at 2-0. Also struggling to make an impact. There's Lowe, and that's a good stop from Maynard Brewer. Nathan Lowe's first real sight of goal. Edmonds Green with a throw. Taylor's shot pushed away by Simkin, who continues to be the busier of the two goalkeepers. Here's Gordon, plenty of teammates forward. There's Matt! Oh, and they couldn't put it in. Neither Jamil Matt nor Danny Johnson could find the finish. And doesn't that sum Walsall up today? Terry Taylor to deliver. Simkin with the punch. It's not a good one, and it's 3. Ahadmi has his second, and Charlton's third. And that will secure victory for the Londoners. Gassin Ahadmi getting his 4th goal for his new club. Out to Thierry Small, who's impressed since stepping off the bench. And he takes on Barrett here. Dangerous cross, there's Campbell, it's 4. Charlton have won this with something to spare. Substitute Tyrese Campbell knocking in the 4th. Charlton very comfortable winners against their League Two opponents.
Well, there you go. There were the highlights from Charlton's second round FA Cup victory over Walsall at the weekend. We have Terry Smith, who has returned, but he will need a couple of minutes just to recover from running up and down the stairs, so we'll let him do so. And in the meantime, Brownie, you spoke about the kind of effort levels that were shown at Burton to get the win, and then taking that to Walsall, where getting off to a great start was key. And I can give you a stat about Crawley tonight, that they've only picked up 1 point from a losing position this season in the league. So that early start could be so crucial tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. The goal obviously makes the difference, because you can have a great start and not take advantage of that great start. The goal's going to be the key. If we are to be on the front foot. I mean, Crawley are a little bit of a dangerous animal, because, you know, Rob Elliott, a former Charlton player, has gone in as manager. I thought he did a really, really good job up at Gateshead, and probably this opportunity. I mean, you take the opportunity when it comes your way, but he probably would have liked another year bedding in at Gateshead before he got this chance. And it's a club with not a great budget in League One. And I think he's approached it in trying to score more goals than the opposition, but in terms of, if you sit behind the ball as Crawley, I think you're going to get beat most weeks. So he's going to try and get them to play on the front foot and score a couple. What I like about our performances in the last 2 games is we've tightened up again. You know, I was a little bit critical of the set-piece defending up at Huddersfield, and quite rightly so. You know, when you look back at the footage and you look at how the opportunities come for Huddersfield, we did need to sharpen up in that respect, but we did at Burton. We defended our penalty box very, very well. We kept a clean sheet. We went up to Walsall, who, you know, are not a bad side. You know, on average, just under 2 goals a game this season. And we defended our penalty box very, very well again. And if we go in with that mental attitude again tonight, start on the front foot, high tempo, and we defend the penalty box as well as we have done in the last 2 games, I think it'll be another good night. But you know, this league is what it is. The minute you step off of that, you'll get punished, and we can't step off of that. We have to be brutal in terms of how we defend our penalty box, and we've got to play at this high tempo, high energy, at sometimes bypassing the midfield to go up to the front. So it looks like we're going to go Hadmay and Leeburn up top, which is good height. You'd expect them to win their fair share of aerial duels, and if they don't, you've got to get up behind it and win the knockdowns. I thought we did that particularly well on Saturday. We won the second phase of the knockdowns very, very well.
Well, one person who certainly did very, very well on Saturday was goal scorer of not 1 but 2 Charlton goals against Walsall, and that was Gassin Ahadmi. And we caught up with Gas after Saturday, just as he spoke to Charlton TV after the game.
Gassin, 2 goals in a 4-0 victory. I think it's fair to say you quite like the FA Cup, don't you?
Yeah, it's been a good win. We coming from Burton, a win. We were disappointed in the beginning of the week against Huddersfield, but we've made a good turnaround, so it's a good end of the week.
And the work rate the side put in today, it could have been a tough one today. This side beat Bolton in the previous round, so it's a potential slip-up that could happen here. You had to work hard and you did.
Yeah, they fancied themselves. They've been in a good run, in good form. But we knew that, and we came here and got the job done, and that's the most important thing.
Nice physical battle up front, which you seem to enjoy, and 2 good headers to get the goals.
Yeah, that's my job, let's say. And yeah, I try to do my best to help the team.
You had another change of partner today. You had to rest Miles, so you're up top alongside Matty Godden, and it seemed to work well this afternoon. Yeah,
it did. I mean, the whole team played well, from defence to centre forwards. We were all switched on. I had to play with Goddess today. Some of the day will be with someone else, and as long as the team does good and we can win, that's the main thing.
From a personal point of view, 2 goals added to your FA Cup tally, but you'll be keen to turn that into league goals, I suspect.
Yeah, exactly. I'll try my best to do so.
And do you keep an eye on who we're going to get? We've got the draw of the next round of the Cup on Monday. Do you keep an eye? Have you got anybody you'd like for us to play?
No, not really. I mean, I don't pay attention to this stuff, but I imagine that now that the big clubs, like Premier League and Championship, they come into the draw in the next round, I guess that for the club, well, I know that for the club it would be good if we get like a big team, because it's more money, it's more exposure, so hopefully we get a big game, but I don't really mind who.
I saw at the end of the game your colleagues pushing you to the front to make sure you got the applause from the fans that came to see us. That must have been nice.
Yeah, it was nice, especially the fans that they came here to Walsall to support us. We've had a good game. We've had like a good result, another clean sheet. So it's good to have that moment with the fans as well.
And the mood in the dressing room must be good going into what will be another tough schedule, Tuesday, Saturday coming up.
Yeah, 100%. The games are coming thick and fast, and it's better to go into those games having had good results than, for example, if you lose. So that will be important mentally for us.
Gassan, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on today.
Thank you very much.
There we are. That was Gassan Ahadmi, and no, you're not hearing things. This is the slightly gruffer Greg Stubley now talking to. Thank you, Greg, for starting this for me. We had some stuff to do in the lounge. We had the legend that is Bradley Pritchard that was with us, who was a key part of our 2011-12 champions season in League One under Chrissy Powell, and then of course absolutely critical part of our championship side the following season when we finished 9th. So Steve, firstly, we'll get to Bradley in a minute, but firstly, Gassan Ahadmi, those 2 goals won't have done him any harm?
No harm at all. Funny enough, I didn't sort of have him pegged. He got player of the match for the FA Cup or something. Saw him get a lovely little medal or trophy afterwards, but I thought our 2 midfielders were terrific in Coventry. But look, Gas needs the goals. No 2 ways about it. I'd love to see him back up tonight with another goal. I don't care how he gets it, one off the kneecap, it doesn't matter. But he's got to find the net just to ease the pressure a little bit on himself. But Saturday would have done him no harm at all. And they were 2 good goals. If I'm honest with you, we were talking about the delivery before you come up, Terry, from Conor Coventry. It had to be met well because there was no space in between the defenders in the middle of that 6-yard box, and Gas got up nice and early above his 2 markers that were on him and headed it past an empty net, into an empty net, because the keeper got himself in a bit of a pickle. But the second one, where the delivery from Taylor needed attention, the keeper punched up in the air. He's come from 8, 9, 10 yards out, attacked it, and when you're attacking at that pace, to know exactly where the goal is and know which bit's open, to cushion it off the head and pile it into the back of that net, was a really good header. And it just gives him confidence and a bit of belief.
There was a statement that was made by a striker, and I'm really now struggling trying to remember exactly who it was. Could have been Derek Gales, but it was somebody who was prolific, right? And basically they said, you show a desire. When you're in and around a 6-yard, you show a desire. And he said, well, basically, if you're a proper striker, he said, you've got to be prepared to knock your granny over to get to the football. And that's what it reminded me of.
And that flips the other way from a centre-half's perspective.
Exactly that,
and that should be the battle. Yeah. That's how intense it should be inside a 6-yard box. And that's why creating a little bit of space for yourself is crucial. And it shouldn't be easy to do. But the last thing you should be doing is standing still. And on those 2 headers, Sel, he was not standing still. He was on the move for both. And they were 2 very good headers.
Well, we're going to show you the lineup shortly, but before I do that, I mean, you were going to say something about the fact that I just a lovely chat with Bradley Pritchard.
No, I was going to say thank you to you from the Ex-Players Association, because you've had to fill in last ditch there. There is a rumour going.
Enjoyed it.
Well, and there's a rumour going around that the guy that ditched out last minute is saving his voice for something far superior on Saturday, hosting an event up in London, and couldn't risk it. A bit of honey and hot water for him tonight, and he'll be in full voice as a host on Saturday.
Why I don't do it for a living, because I go straight for the whiskey. I don't know.
Well, listen, one of the beauties of you, Mr. Smith, is that you will pretty much help out everyone at this football club when you can.
Absolutely.
And thank you very much for doing that.
It's entirely my pleasure. Works both ways. Oh, stop it. But equally to that, you've got a little bit of work to do in the coming days. You've got yourself and Dean Crawley going to be in the Bromley Annex this Thursday, I believe.
We are.
Yeah, so looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm meeting him for good or bad. I'm meeting him up in London early for a curry.
Oh, well, you're not, are you?
For a curry and maybe let's say a chat, a curry and a chat, and then we'll see how we deal with Bromley supporters.
I was going to say that. Has anybody told Ben you might not make it?
No, we'll make it. We'll promise Ben that.
Well, it's at the Petswood Royal British Legion, and it's free. All are welcome, apparently, according to Ben Hayes. Looking forward to that. Yeah, if you can get yourself down there, if you're listening to us and you're coming back from afar, then make sure you get down there. It's free, and you'll listen to two absolute legends, Dean Crawley and Stevie Brown. So back to the game. It's how important is it? I mean, it's almost like it's the next one, and we are greedy as supporters. We had a good one against Burton. We followed up with a good FA Cup professional performance. We're all greedy now. We're thinking that's not enough. We need to go on and win again.
Yeah, I don't think that's being greedy. I think that's wishing that we get on a little run and push ourselves up towards those playoffs, because what you don't want, Tel, is that disheartening December that we had 12 months ago, which basically we were all in good fettle. We thought we were going to push on in December and have a real good run at a playoff spot, and actually we went on a record-breaking 18-match run without a win. So I don't. It's not expecting more. It's wanting to be in with a hunt of that playoff place come January. I absolutely. I think if you win tonight, you look up. I don't know if we'll only be 2 points off it, because you need results to go your way above that, but we're certainly closing the gap. And I said to Greg just before you came on, you suddenly got to Lincoln, who have fallen a little bit. They had a very, very good start to the season. They've fallen away ever so slightly. If you suddenly got there and pitch up with a result, it's a completely different dressing room than it was coming down that motorway after Huddersfield. And who knows what can happen. January just round the corner. You might be able to get one or two little signings through the door, whether they be loans or permanents, just to give you that little boost. You might get one or two out the door that haven't been featuring. Squad looks a bit healthier, etc., etc. But you've got to be in the hunt. And it's nights like tonight where you've got to get the 3 points and then see what comes out of Lincoln. It's a tough place to go, but if you suddenly get something there as well, all of a sudden it's not just the fans expecting. The dressing room's different, the atmosphere in here is different, crowds rise a little bit, and you're in the hunt, which we haven't been for 3 or 4 seasons now, come January. Well,
I'm getting flashbacks from the journey back from Huddersfield. Now you can mention that down the M1. Was it 8 hours, wasn't it? You and me stuck in a car?
No, that was Burton.
No, it was Burton.
Yeah, Huddersfield was the train cancelled, and the fans. And this is what I'm saying about the supporters, and I praised them when we were up at Burton. There was a horrendous night getting back from Huddersfield where trains were cancelled, people stayed up, and then 3 days later, 300 turn around and go back up that motorway, which we sat on for 7 hours, right? And that's where you tip your cap. Because we're working at the end of it. They're travelling to support a team, and you have to tip your cap. Outstanding effort.
Yeah, I was going to tip my cap to you, because you stuck in. There are people that know me. You stuck in the car for me for 7 hours has tilted many a person over the edge.
And let me tell you, come Friday, the physio was disgusted with me because my thigh was twice the size it should be.
That had nothing to do with me.
I couldn't do any of the exercises on Friday, and no, it had nothing to do with you. No, it was a seating position I was sat in for 15 hours over 2 days in the car. But yeah, it's impacted my physio, and she wasn't happy. But it's part and parcel of it, Tel. We went up to Walsall, and that was another 8 hours in the car. You just do these things because you love doing what you do.
So my mobile massage service has just taken a plummet. Thank you very much. Right, back to tonight. Greg's looked at me knowingly. That's the next trip sorted. Now, on to tonight, the team news for tonight. And we'll run you through the two sides when the sides come out, but without giving anything away, and I'm sure people already know what the sides are. Miles Liebman back in after being rested against Walsall, when we were all a bit worried. is it just me when they say they're rested and you think, oh, you just fear the worst, don't you, for a little bit? You think, oh no, please, nothing worse. But good to see him back in there. And as the two sides come out, I actually will read the teams, starting with our visitors, Crawley Town. Of course, manager Rob Elliott back at the Valley as manager of Crawley Town, and they come in goal with plenty of ex-addicts, I have to say. In goal number 1, Jojo Wallacott. 5, Charlie Barker. 6, Max Anderson. 9, Will Swan. 10, the captain, Ronan Darcy. 12, Panuche Kamara. 17, Benjamin Tanimu. 19, Jeremy Kelly. 20, Joy Mukena. 22, Ade Adeyemo. And 29, Tola Showunmi. The subs for Crawley Town: Eddie Beach, Harry Forster, Gavin Hollaham, Jack Rolls, Russian, Hepburn Murphy, Bradley Ibrahim and Therese John Jules. Your Charlton side will line up with in goal number 21, Ashley Maynard Brewer. 3, Macaulay Gillespie. 4, Alex Mitchell. 6, Connor Coventry. 9, Gasson Ahadmi. 11, Miles Leeburn. 12, Terry Taylor. 16, Josh Edwards. 23, Romani Edmonds-Green. 24, the captain, Matty Godden. And 28, Alan Campbell. Your subs for Charlton: Tommy Reid, Lloyd Jones, Therese Campbell, Teo Eden, Thierry Small, Daniel Canu and Josh Langaretabua. And I want to apologise to any of Josh's family that we may have got the name wrong. No, we did get the name wrong in the previous game, so happy to put that right. It's Josh Langaretabua, who is our last sub for this evening. Brownie, you can talk about how we're going to set up tonight, but it's great to see Lloyd Jones back on the bench. Yeah, absolutely, because I think there was a worry about Lloyd at one point. You know, how long was he going to be out? You know, I think people were expecting him to come back a little bit quicker and anticipating him being back in the team once Peterborough had got cancelled. I think everybody was expecting him back that weekend, and he wasn't. And you started going, oh, is this a bad injury? So it's great to see him back into the on the substitute bench, but back into the squad today. So the two sides are out. There's a fair bit of red smoke coming from the Jimmy Seed stand, where there's I don't know, about 700 or 800 Crawley Town fans away to our right hand side. The Valley not as packed as it has been. Tuesday night, fans finding it a little bit difficult maybe to get here, but let's hope they make good voice and can cheer the Addicts on to a third victory on the bounce. The captains are in the middle. If you wanted to, if you're that way inclined and you want to know, it's the referee for this evening is Jacob Miles. He's going to be assisted by Andrew Hickman and Dean Trevelyan. And your fourth official is Alex Chilovich. Two sides have gone through the motions. Charlton, of course, in the traditional red shirts, white shorts and red and white socks. Crawley Town in the change strip of looks like a sort of navy blue with black shorts and I think black and blue socks. And they'll defend the Jimmy Seed stand in the first half where their fans are situated. And the Addicts with Miles Leeburn just on the edge of the centre circle.
24, the captain tonight, Matty Godden. And 28, Alan Campbell. Pretty up for the subs, 37, Tommy Reid. 5, Lloyd Jones. 7, Therese Campbell. 17, Teo Eden. 26, Thierry Small. 29, Daniel.
It'll be Crawley Town to get us underway.
We'll get it right by the end of the season. Let's go behind the boys. Come on, you Addicts fans. Come on, you Reds.
It will be Crawley Town, as I said, to get us underway. And they immediately go backwards to the centre half, and that's not long. Gillespie with his first aerial challenge gets the ball away, and it drops to Godden, who sends the ball down the right-hand side, asking Leeburn to pursue it. It's going to be beaten to it by McKenna. Goes back to his keeper, sends it away long. Taylor the first to get there. Godden, little touch left to Edwards in the centre circle. Edwards launches it forward. Leeburn was coming back from an offside position, couldn't go for it, runs comfortably through to Wallacott, who drills it away and upfield, and it's a good one as well to Shawunmi, who guides it to his right hand side. Bit of space on that right hand side as well. Cross comes in, but nobody anywhere near the end of that cross, and it drifts away harmlessly for a goal kick. And that might concern Nathan Jones just a little bit, the amount of space that Shawunmi had in that dropping deep from that forward line.
Yeah, it was a wonderful kick out from Wallacott, actually. Totally and utterly meant. It was a sidewinder volley, one bounce straight into the feet of Shawunmi, who with a very, very good first touch allows him to switch play out to that right hand side, and the delivery was poor, but that was a good break from Crawley.
Goal kick from Maynard Brewer comes away. Godden will pick it up on the left-hand side. Felt he was nudged in the back. Nobody else thought that, though, and it will be a Crawley Town throw. 15 yards or so inside their own half on the right-hand side. Throw goes backwards and all the way back to Wallacott, who drills it forward. There's a flick on, which Edwards will react to and heads it back into the Crawley half. Skied up in the air by Tanimu. Terry Taylor takes over for Charlton. Little flick by Coventry. Just control from Ahadmi, but he couldn't stay on his feet to then follow it up. Crawley Town can break on their right-hand side. Anderson beaten to it by Campbell. Out to Edwards. Campbell again. Edwards looked like he was fouled there, and the referee agrees. Charlton have a free kick just inside the Crawley half on the left-hand side.
Yeah, just looking at their formation. Got the formation right, but they've swapped a few players over from the last game that they played in the league. Looks like Shawamni's leading the line and Will Swan's just tucked in behind him, but I'll keep my eye on that. But for now, Charlton have a free kick. They're loading the front line. Centre halves are up.
Taylor with the delivery, but you almost expect the delivery to be pinpoint, but that one unfortunately too far ahead of everybody and comfortable for Wallacott to gather.
Yeah, just warming up the thigh muscle. So it's early days, but I've been praising his delivery. He is absolutely magnificent. That was a wayward one straight through to Wallacott. Wallacott slices out from a pass back, and Charlton will certainly be on the front foot in the final third.
Tanimu's back pass to Wallacott, and he skied it straight into the Kirbishley stand. And Charlton have the throws back with Gillespie. Sends it long. Ahadmi will challenge, and he gets his head there. Ahadmi just can't pick out Leeburn with that header. There's a great leap from Ahadmi, but he just couldn't guide it to Miles Leeburn on the left side of the 6-yard box, and it's away for a goal kick.
Yeah,
that'll go down as a bit of a chance.
Well, we've got to expect first contact tonight with those two leading in line. With Leeburn and Ahadmi out front, I think you can take a little bit of a risk. You know, I think Miles there just got caught on his heels a little bit. I think as that went up for Gassan to make a challenge, get on that, get on the move, get on the front foot.
Goal kick comes away. It's control from Darcy, not good enough. Taylor takes over, up to Leeburn. Little flick round the corner for Campbell, and it needed the outstretched boot of Tanimu to put it out of play for a Charlton corner, Charlton throw-in rather. And that throw-in has picked out Leeburn. Leeburn's got to Edwards in support, and Leeburn holding the ball up. There's a foot in there from Tanimu once more. It'll be another Charlton throw-in. The potential for Edwards to launch this into the penalty area.
Yeah, and I think we should do so every opportunity we get. We are loaded with height and power aerially tonight, so put this Crawley side under as much pressure as we can in these early stages.
Throw comes in. Gillespie can't get there. It's around the 6-yard. Then he gets a shot, Gillespie, as Crawley struggle to clear, and finally they do get it away. They'll be met by Edmonds Green. Out to the right-hand side. It's a bit of an aerial one, which Godden has got to deal with, and he can't keep it in. It'll be a Crawley Town throw. Throws about almost adjacent to the left corner of the Crawley Town penalty area. It's currently Charlie Barker over it, of course, ex-addict. Made 11 appearances for Charlton. Senior appearances, that is. Mitchell gets his head to the throw, but it's deflected into the path of Anderson. Guide it right to Darcy. On a run now, Darcy, down the Crawley right-hand side. Into the channel where Anderson had kept his run going. Gillespie across will get there comfortably. And clears it forward, up towards Ahadmi. Little flick for Ahadmi. Can Leeburn collect it? He's been brought to the ground, but he manages to get a touch into Godden. Tanimu was there to intercept and guide it back to Wallacott, and sends it forward. Mitchell meets it for Charlton. Gets the header towards Leeburn, who's come short for it. Leeburn, two players round him, and he can't control it. It's out of play for a Crawley throw.
Yeah, the minute Coventry goes beyond Miles, who takes the first touch, as the minute Coventry goes beyond him, he's got no support, so he has to take an extra touch. That then draws more pressure, and it goes out for a throw-in. But yeah, I think Coventry just needed to stand up there as support, and he could have maybe then hit a diagonal over to Ahadmi.
Charlton have won this ball back and have got to throw their own now with Edmonds Green going down the line. Leeburn can't get there, but Coventry sends it forward. Godden beaten to it. Taylor following it up, and then Alan Campbell puts her head in to find Edwards. Tried to return the favour, Edwards. Didn't get it at the first opportunity. Tries it at the second, but McQuainer goes back to his keeper with the header.
Yeah, just look at our setup. Clear as day now, we're looking down at the pitch. Colin Coventry to the right of the diamond, Alan Campbell to the left of the diamond, Matty Godden at the top of the point, and Terry Taylor at the bottom. And this formation served them well in the last couple of games. The important bit is out of possession, like then who gets into out. Big ask for Campbell. Thought Crawley did it very well on Saturday, as did Colin Coventry. And it's those two players that have to bear the brunt of a lot of ground covered when the opposition are in possession. They've got to get from a really tight, compact diamond, and they've got to help cover off the wide areas.
Apologies for little gaps in Coventry. Technical hitch we had to deal with, but we're all good now as Crawley have a throw on their left-hand side. Down the line it goes from Barker. Headed away by Mitchell. Picked up in the middle by Kamara, also an ex-Charlton player. 13 appearances for Charlton, 23-24. It's a loose pass back that almost allowed a Hadme to step in. Crawley have it and send it forward. A flick on from Swan, but Mitchell reads that, comes across, and Rosehead.
Yeah, good covering
first.
Yeah,
puts it away for a Crawley throw.
Yeah, good covering position actually. You know, I think Macaulay Gillespie was surprised there. Got beat in the air, I think, by Swan, and you didn't expect that. So as a centre half, you might have just taken your eye off that, thinking Gillespie had it won. But the covering position was good from Mitchell.
Edmonds Green with the header from the ball forward. Charlie Barker underneath that, gets it forward. Edmonds Green meets it again. Another header back towards Barker will allow that to go to play for a throw-in. We've had 8 minutes. It's still goalless here at the Valley. And no real chances of note for either side. It's been both sides almost trying to suss each other out here in the opening minutes. Charlie Barker with the throw. It's halfway inside the Crawley half on the left-hand side. Down the line with it. Mitchell tussling and gets his head there. Coventry trying to get there, but it'll drop to Godden, who tries to flick it over the top, and surely Hadme was being pulled down as he tried to run through. The referees ignored it. Charlton will have a throw though as Tanimu gets the ball away. Quickly taken into Coventry, try to chest control it, then a header into Edmonds Green, try to go past his man. Kamara intercepts and then is pulled backwards.
Ridiculous.
No difference between the one that he didn't give and the one that he did.
That's not as bad. I can't believe between the two of them they don't pick up on the foul on a Hadme. That's the second time actually that I've seen Tanimu grab a Hadme round the sort of midriff and drag him back. It's not a full drag, but it's enough to stop him getting where he needs to go. And to me, one of them should spot that and give a free kick to Charlton. It was inevitable, Kamara was going to get the free kick, but that should have been a free kick, Charlton.
Charlton got a throw in as Crawley make a mess of trying to clear it away. And it's a throw that Leeburn flicks on, looking for the run of Coventry. Doesn't quite find its mark. Crawley clear it away, but only as far as Campbell. Little touch left to Taylor. Taylor on the left side of the pitch, inside to Campbell once more. Campbell looking for space. Little 1-2 with Godden. Campbell then trying to tow it into the path of Leeburn, but it doesn't quite come off. Crawley clear it away, but that's a good step in from Mitchell. Wins it back for Charlton. And then Godden rides one tackle, tries to get his shot away, scuffs it a little bit wide, and it does go wide on Wallacott's right-hand post.
He rushed that a little bit for me, Matty Godden. He was so desperate to get the shot away. When the rebound fell to him, he didn't want to get caught in possession again, so he rushed the shot. He had a little bit more time than he thought. But yeah, I mean, we're rushing set pieces at the moment. That's two throws we've taken really quickly, and I get that. We're trying to inject that tempo we were talking about to stay on the front foot. So I do understand that, but just a little bit more quality. Let people get set. You don't want to be giving it away when you're in possession.
Mitchell wins the header from the goal kick, and then Edmonds Green sends it forward. Hadme calls for it, and lovely control and touch into Campbell's path. Back to Edwards. Campbell wants it again. Alan Campbell on the left, cuts inside and then releases Leeburn on the left. Just holds the ball up, does well with his footwork, and then tries to overdo it with his footwork and loses out in possession to Anderson. Darcy then takes over for Crawley. Ball infield to Kamara. It's a good foot in from Coventry, but nobody else in a red shirt can benefit from it. And Tanimu tussling with Leeburn, who gets a foot in. It'll be a Crawley throw.
I think that's one of the advantages of this system, is that when the turnover comes and we're in the opposition half, we do tend to get after the ball quite quickly now, with the front two and the man at the top of the diamond, and Campbell in this occasion, who pressurised really quickly. Good start from Campbell. I think he needs a good game tonight. It's been a good start from him.
Throw down the line, and that's a great interception from Terry Taylor to win it back for Charlton. Little ball to Godden, back to Coventry. Sent him scampering right a bit, but he still has possession. But the sort of impetus of the move was stalled a little bit, and he's had to go backwards to Mitchell, across to Gillespie. Sends the ball into the channel, asking Lieben to pursue it, and I think Lieben might have thought that was going out, so he didn't really pursue it, maybe as hard as he could have done, and then he's adjudged to have fouled Tanimu in trying to get the ball back, and Crawley have a throw around 15 yards away from their right-hand corner flag.
Yeah, it looked like he almost wanted the ball into feet, Lieben there, and the ball went beyond him into the channel. It wasn't a bad ball from Gillespie, actually, because it's that ball we talk about outside of the 18-yard box. It's staying in play. The Crawley Town defenders have got to deal with it. And unfortunately, we're giving away a free kick when they were under pressure, and I think it would have resulted in a throw-in to us had they not given away the free kick.
Free kick is sent forward. Taylor gets something on it. Anderson will try and keep it in for some reason. Does, but almost at the expense of losing possession. But he just to fashion a ball forward, which Mitchell has to deal with under pressure from Swan. Puts the ball out of play for a Crawley throw.
Yeah,
it's the most advanced they've been in the last 10 minutes or so.
But again, good covering position from Mitchell. Header one from the Crawley player over the top of Gillespie. Good spot from the centre half. Good covering. Dealt with the trouble.
Darcy goes back to Kelly, and he's run 10 yards and took pass back to Wallacott. Ball back out here to Barker. Sends it long. Swan will pursue it, but Mitchell gets there first, and under pressure from Swan, just can only put it out of play for a throw-in. Adiema makes a complete mess of. I don't know if he was trying to throw it or he was just joking, but either way, Barker has come forward to take it now and throws it into the feet of Shawomni. Gets it back. Barker switches it across to Darcy on the right-hand side. Being pressed by Edwards. Still being pressed by Edwards, forcing him backwards. He's done really well. This McKenna has to go back to his keeper. Gets it back, McKenna, on the edge of his penalty area, and it's running a risky business, that, and Wallacott just about gets it away, but it will be a Charlton throw.
Yeah, very, very good pressure on the front foot, never relinquished, forcing Wallacott to go long. And when he goes long, it's important we're up behind that as well. Edwards nice and tight to his man, affecting him physically, ball out for throwing, but that was an excellent press from Charlton.
Throw goes back to Gillespie, who sends it forward. Ahadmi can't get there. It's headed away by Barker, but only as far as Edmonds Green. Little touch into Gillespie, who's a bit further forward. Out to Lieben. Lieben needs some support. Wasn't really there, but the ball's gone back to Edwards. Taylor's inside. Gillespie's behind, and it's Gillespie. Back to Mitchell. Mitchell in a central position on the edge of the centre circle. Sends it forward. Header coming in from Ahadmi to Lieben. So lovely control from Lieben. Gets the shot away, but didn't have enough power in it to worry Wallacott. He claims it comfortably.
Yeah, again, first contact from us. Miles Lieben in an excellent support position as that's flicked onto him, and Campbell was desperately trying to make a support position so Miles Lieben could set him for the shot, but it came a little bit too late. Miles then sort of half turned and got his shot away, but he was off balance and it just p-rolled through to Wallacott, no problem at all.
And Wallacott has the ball at his feet on the penalty spot. Ball out to Anderson, and the one across to Parker almost put him in trouble as Coventry hunted him down. The out ball is headed up in the air by Gillespie. Godden gets something on it, but only diverts it into Crawley's path, and it's Kelly bringing it forward. Out to Darcy. Ball into the box is blocked by Edwards. Be a throw into Crawley Town, 10 yards away from the right-hand corner flag.
Darcy does seem to be their outlet. He's the one high on that right. There's had a couple of opportunities on the break when they get control, Crawley, and they have a link-up in midfield. It's that ball out to Darcy that offers him that little front foot on the right-hand side for that delivery. He's not managed to, he's overhit one and had one blocked, but he's certainly their outlet.
Throw goes in, it's picked off by Taylor. The out ball, though, goes straight to Kamara. Inside to Barker, who's well forward. Across on this left-hand side to Adiema. Looking to take on Edmonds Green. Goes past Edmonds Green initially, but Edmonds Green does really well to get back at him and get the challenge in and clears it away. So flick from Lieben into the path of Ahadmi, and then a ball out from Godden looking for Lieben's run. It's just behind him, and that's a shame because it'd have been a foot race between Lieben and Barker. As to who would have got there, we might see later on.
Yeah, and you always fancy Miles when he's in a foot race for someone using his upper body physically to get across his man. But yeah, the ball's at the angle, need to be straight. Like we said earlier about that ball outside the 18-yard line and staying in play. That one just drifted wide and out, throw into Crawley. But yeah, it's a game finding its feet. You know, we're lacking chances and opportunities, but that quite often happens. 16 minutes in, and certainly Charlton have been slightly more the aggressor in the penalty area.
Throw goes down the line, headed away by Mitchell. It's another throw. This one's inside to Adiemo. It's a tackle from Campbell, but it's Kamaru who picks it up for Crawley. Goes back to Kelly. Pressure from Ahadmi forces him backwards to Mukena. Across to Tanimu. Forward to Anderson. To the right-hand side is Darcy. Darcy back inside to Anderson, but again Campbell snaps in the challenge. It's a good start from Alan Campbell in the opening quarter of an hour. Crawley still had possession though. Darcy drifting across the pitch to bring the ball with him. He's got Adiemo out to the left-hand side in support Kamara. Kamara under pressure from Coventry, has to go backwards to Barker. Barker across to Tanimu as Charlton prevent Crawley from coming forward, but they'll try again now with Anderson. On the right-hand side, Anderson back in the middle and Darcy. It's good pressure from Taylor. And an inadvertent contact between Campbell and Darcy, left Darcy in a heap. The referee noted it and then gives a free kick against Kamara, and I think that might have been just out of sympathy more than anything else. Yeah,
it's a foul. You know, and that's a good spell of possession from Crawley. You know, this is very reminiscent of the Gateshead side I watched against Barnet a couple of years back under Rob Elliott. They'll try and play when they can, and there'll be good movement in front of the ball. And we're going to have to work hard out of possession here tonight to deny them. But I think they're going to be penetrable when we win possession ourselves. But they're going to give it a go in terms of how they play. They're going to try and pass their way through the lines.
And they're doing exactly that now with Darcy across on that right-hand side. Ball in field, a little flick away from Mitchell was important. Coventry completes the clearance up to Ahadmi. It looked like it might have been booked by Tanimu, nothing given. And it's at the feet of Anderson. Back into Darcy. Across to Kamara. Well forward now, Crawley to the left-hand side, and Adiemo. Adiemo taking on Edmonds Green, gets the ball across, but Taylor intercepts, and his out ball is a good one to Lieber, and is being pulled by Barker. But he gets the ball out to Coventry. It's a ball across the top. Ahadmi had wanted the initial ball forward, but then had to check his run. He would have been offside, and Crawley can clear it away. All the way, in fact, through to Maynard Brewer.
Yeah. That was a good ball out from Taylor. I like that. Nice and controlled. Up to Lieburn, who held off his man, waited for the support. The problem we had when we went back into midfield was there was only a Ahadmi up the field. There was nothing on the switch, no width on the opposite side. And it was one bouncing through to Wallacott. And I actually thought Ahadmi could have pressurised it a lot quicker. He gave up on it.
Mitchell, ball across to Edmonds Green. Looked up, but instead he's given the ball to Coventry inside of him. And into the centre circle is Gillespie. Godden wants it cross field and get bulked out of it by Adiemo, but again the referee thought it was okay. Oh, it was a stumble clearance. And Lieber looked like looking for the foul from Barker, nothing given, and Kamara will bring it forward for Crawley. Out to the right-hand side, and Darcy in space. Edwards going across now, but Darcy's corner of the penalty area. Gets it on his right foot. Attempted cross is blocked by Edwards. Darcy thinks it's going off for the corner. Edwards realised it wasn't and clears it away for a throw.
Yeah, I like the look of Edwards 1v1. You know, he will get on occasions beaten, but he never gives up. You know, he can twist and turn. It looks like the fella's got the better of him on the outside. He denies that. He cuts inside. He blocks it off, and then he blocks the cross into the penalty. I really do like the look of him 1v1 when he's defending.
Darcy with a throw. Goes to Anderson. Looked like a foul throw, and the referee concurs. It's almost like he changed his mind midway through the throw. And as a result, Charlton will take over throwing duties on the left-hand side. Edwards get some distance on this, you feel. Ahadmi can't get there. Anderson gets there first, but at the expense of another throw to Charlton. This time they're about 5 yards away from the halfway line.
Look how compact that is over there.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's no width on the pitch at all. I kind of almost want Edmonds to come away from that and give us an option of a diagonal out to this right-hand side, and then he's attacking their wing-back.
And a flick on from Lieber, who's picked up by Barker, goes back to Wallacott. Crawley will Try and play their way out, but Terry Taylor snaps in the challenge, and then Coventry ball up to Leeburn, trying to little touch into a Hadmi's path, and it was an important stop, but Coventry does really well to win possession back for Charlton, and then Kamara snaps in on the tackle and wins it back for Crawley. Mitchell with an important touch, but it diverts out to Darcy, into Anderson. Kamara once more. This time he goes across to Adiemo. Tussle in midfield, won by both teams. And it's Crawley now who have possession. It's back with Anderson in the centre. Kelly takes over and finds Tanimu to his right. Ball forward as Anderson kept his run going, but he's being asked too much of there, and it runs comfortably away for a Charlton goal kick. We've had 21.5 minutes gone. It's goalless here at the Valley.
Yeah, and starved of opportunities in that 21 minutes. Till we just had the P-roller shot from Leeburn, the only shot on target. And it's, you know, tempo's good, endeavour's good for both teams. Just looking to, you know, get that passing phase right in the final third to give yourself an opportunity.
Charlton launch the ball forward. Godden will pursue it. Tanimu gets something on it, but the referee's given a free kick there. Saying that Godden pushed into Tanimu. It's generous. It's probably right, but it's generous. And as a result, Crawley with a free kick, and it gives me a great opportunity, after word from Steve Brown, to bring you in Greg Stubley for the rest of this first half.
Yeah, I think the referee got that right. Just a little nudge from Matty Godden. He had to do it. You know, he had to try and get away with that one to get the opportunity to get the ball at his feet. And it was a little nudge with the hip, which is how you generally do it, to try and blindside the ref. But I think he was right giving that free kick.
Yeah, thank you, Tel. Thank you, Browning. After 22 minutes, still 0-0 here at the Valley in a match that hasn't had a lot of chances. Charlton's best effort was a Miles Leeburn shot from range, which was fairly comfortable for Jojo Wallacott, returning to the Valley. And it's the Addicts in possession with Alex Mitchell. Looks for the diagonal ball out towards Leeburn. It's been cut off, but the second ball might come the way of Alan Campbell, competing alongside Max Anderson, but it's come off the Crawley man last, so Charlton will have the throw. Backwards inside their own half is Gillespie. Coventry makes a run forward, instead goes back to Taylor, first time over the top, looking for potentially Alan Campbell, but he felt he was coming back from an offside position, and Crawley will work their way back to Jojo Wallacott. Wallacott, bright, yellowish goalkeeping kit, puts the ball on the ground and goes long. Gillespie cuts off the initial pass. Coventry on the turn, but he's outnumbered by 3 Crawley players, and Adiemo is the one who brings it away. Out to the left-hand side is Kamara. Looks to switch the play. It's a poor ball, and Alan Campbell cuts that off up towards Godden. Again, bodies surround the Charlton midfield, and Crawley win the ball back. On the right-hand side is Darcy. Faced up by Edwards again, looking for a potential angle for a cross. Onto his left foot, will cross, but he overhits that and should be dealt with by Maynard Brewer, and it is.
Yeah, we've seen Coventry caught in possession a couple of times, but it's not caught because he's having a poor game. It's caught because he's looking for an outball. He's looking where can he find that pass, and it's so congested centrally. There's not a lot of width in this game from Charlton. You're struggling to find a teammate in the centre of the pitch. He looks up, he looks for a left back or a right back breaking out of position to offer us width, and Crawley are doing a good job on stopping them doing that. So he's been caught in possession, just purely waiting and keeping possession, trying to find a pass, and he hasn't been able to see one by the time the pressure's come. But it is very tight in that midfield area. There's not a lot of space to play in.
Wallacott with a long kick forward, headed down by Mitchell. Taylor gets something to it, then Alex Mitchell almost gets in his way, and Taylor accidentally collides into Kamara, and that's a free kick for Crawley. It all came of indecision, a bit of confusion between Mitchell and Taylor. Halfway inside the Charlton half was a Crawley Town free kick.
Yeah, just miscommunication, wasn't it? Mitchell elected to come out. He's done it a couple of times tonight. Made a couple of interceptions. We saw Gillespie just gamble just a minute ago, get in front with a good interception as well. And on this occasion, unfortunately, just got in the way of each other, and it's a little free kick to Crawley.
Charlton do have Lloyd Jones back amongst the squad, matchday squad. He's on the bench this evening. It's Crawley prepared to take the free kick. Darcy takes, lifts it towards the edge of the penalty area, headed away by Mitchell. And Kelly's the first to get to the ball for Crawley. Out to the right-hand side is Anderson, who's lofted cross towards the far post, is overhit. And Charlton will have the goal kick.
I think if you're Rob Elliott, you just want that tidied up a little bit. That's 3 or 4 opportunities they've had to cross, particularly from the right-hand side. They've had a couple of 1v1s down the left with the wing-back Adeyemo, but he's been well defended by Edmonds Green. But on the right, they've had time to pick a cross, and 2 have gone long. 1's been intercepted. And I think he'll just want them to tidy up those balls in and give their front 2 or 1-1 a chance to get on the end of one.
Maynard Brewer's goal kick is flicked down by Leeburn. It comes the way of Edmonds Green, who's crossing the air. Should be dealt with by Wallacott, and it is. He rolls it out straight away to Anderson, and Crawley will look to counter-attack. Swan's just peeled off up front for Crawley, making a good run, but Anderson drifts forward, carries the ball about 30 yards, and out to the right-hand side is Darcy. Looks for the potential 1-2, and good challenge from Terry Taylor, who will bring the ball away now for Charlton, and out to the left-hand side is Alan Campbell. Down the line towards Leeburn, who was slightly slow to react. He was in a decent position to begin with.
He looks a bit heavy-footed tonight, Miles, doesn't he? It's like he's just struggling to get going off the mark.
Ball forward by Anderson's cut out by Mitchell. To the right-hand side is Edmonds Green. Put under a bit of pressure. Edmonds Green will go back to Mitchell, and again Crawley push up, and Mitchell across his penalty area as Maynard Brewer.
Again,
kick is out of play.
Yeah, he clears it out of play, but he hasn't really got an option. He's being pressurised. He's coming across his goal. He's got to get rid. But Edmonds Green in good possession. You know, he looks up. Absolutely no option. Ball's in centrally to Coventry, or Taylor's not on. You're looking for a centre forward to get across or at least work the line. Nothing. And so he has to turn out and go back. So at the moment, we're just struggling when we're in possession, say 10 yards into our own half or in midfield. We just don't seem to have enough options to play forward to either feet or in behind.
Edmonds Green with the long ball forward. Hadme is the target. Gets something to it, but won't get the possession as Barker clears it forward, only as far as Terry Taylor. Now Coventry to the right to Edmonds Green. Again, it's decent Crawley pressure, and it forces Mitchell to go long. Crawley are trying to play offside. Ball is headed down, and Edwards to Campbell, and now Taylor up to Coventry. The right-hand side is Edmonds Green. Steps inside, looks at the ball forward. That's been cut out. Back with Mitchell. Looks to go long, but that ball's stayed in play. Again, it looked like it was going out, and Hadme initially gave it up, and now will give chase, but Barker manages to usher it out of play, and Charlton will have, Crawley will have the goal kick as we play 28 minutes. Still 0-0. The match hasn't had any chances of note so far.
He's done that a couple of times tonight, Gassan. The ball's gone over his head. He's sort of given it up, thinking it was going to skip through to keeper. On this occasion, he thought that was going to go out of play, and it didn't. And if he'd have pressurised from the moment it went over his head, he would have been able to put enough pressure on for Crawley to have to deal with it. And he just stopped and let the defender off there. It was Charlie Barker.
Ball forward by Crawley's flicked on by Swan, and Edmonds Green has just pulled back. Romney, the striker. Free kick for Crawley. Again, just on the left-hand side of the Charlton half will be Kelly to take as bodies come up from the back for a potential cross into the penalty area. Kelly does have options to his right in Darcy as well, so that's where the ball's gone. Back to Kelly. On the left-hand side is Adeyemo. Ball inside to Darcy. Darcy with a diagonal ball in the penalty area. It's headed back across goal, and Gillespie has to win the header, and then cleared away by Hadme. Coventry gives chase, gets to the first ball. Under pressure, Coventry feels he was fouled, and he was. Charlton with the free kick.
Yeah, the ironic cheers go up. I think the home fans feel that some of the decisions haven't gone the home side's way. On this occasion it does. But yeah, it's a game struggling for opportunities, isn't it? You know, we're not notorious, or haven't been this season, for scoring too many first half goals. It's important we keep it tight. We've limited Crawley to possession and 0 attempts on and off. I'd like to see that all the way up to the halfway stage. But yeah, we do struggle ourselves actually creating in the first 45, or certainly scoring.
Maynard Brewer's kick forward, flicked on by Hadme, and Mitchell tries to help on its way, but overhit. Which is the story of the first half, really.
Yeah.
Real lack of quality in this match so far. Only 30 minutes played, however, as ball's out on the left-hand side. Adeyemo looks to cut inside Coventry. To the right-hand side is Anderson. Back to Kelly. Pressure from Alan Campbell, but still Crawley play through that, and it's a decent ball up to Anderson, who takes on the half turn and brings the ball forward. Out to the right hand side is Darcy. Darcy with the cross towards the far post. Alex Mitchell has to get his head there, and it's a decent header away, but still Crawley knocking on the door as Kamara out to Anderson. Further right, back to Darcy. Opportunity to take on Edwards again. Looks for the 1-2 with Anderson, who goes inside towards Stromley, and Charlton clear it away. Edwards towards a Hadmi, it's beyond him. And Charlton fans just getting a little bit restless because it's been a tough start to this match for the Addicts. Edwards with the header forward. Leeburn gets something to it. Anderson flicks it forward for Crawley. Header back by Darcy. Goes down with Kelly. Runs into a bit of a cul-de-sac, and now Campbell out to Taylor. Behind him is Mitchell, out to the right to Edmonds Green. It was an awkward first touch, and ball down the line towards Coventry again. No real help.
Yeah, we're struggling a little bit looking forward and playing. The options are very limiting for anybody that's in possession. Edmonds Green, it's not the worst one in the world from Coventry. He's trying to get wide to offer a bit of support to Edmonds Green, but by the time the ball comes from his first touch, he's at pace. First touch back towards his own goal, and it goes out of play for a throw-in. But we've got to do something slightly different in build-up play.
And Crawley working nicely, and it's a brilliant strike. Sharomni, the goal scorer, was a throw-in on the left-hand side. Worked it inside to the Crawley Town striker, who from range caught it sweetly beyond Maynard Brewer, and Crawley Town take the lead.
Scoring the opening goal of the evening.
Yeah, it's a wonderful strike. I mean, it's their first attempt at goal, and it's an absolute peach. As soon as it left his boot, you knew that was going to be causing Maynard Brewer a little bit of trouble. He doesn't even attempt really as such to strike, but that's a simple throw in there. They win the seconds. The ball comes out, it's controlled with the thigh, push forward to the goal scorer, Shawamne, and it's a wonderful first touch to open up that strike into the far left-hand corner. No chance for Maynard Brewer, 1-0 Crawley Town.
A brilliant strike in a game that really hasn't had any quality in it so far. The manner in which it was just a throw down the line, there was a couple of flick-ons and just half a yard of space for Sharomni to strike beyond Ashley Maynard Brewer and Crawley Town, who haven't got the best away record in truth, for 1-0 up here. Charlton will look to react as with the restart, the ball's forward. Hadney tries to get something to it, and there might have been a foul in there by Adiemo, right in front of the assistant referee, who indeed flags, and Charlton will have the free kick on the right-hand side, and we'll be looking for immediate reaction.
Yeah, it would be nice. I mean, they have been dominating possession, and they're nice and tidy in possession, but they've been
it's a throw.
They've been no threat whatsoever, and that's come out of left field a little bit, but it's a brilliant strike.
That ball went out of place. Charlton had the long throw, flicked on by Gillespie from Edwards' ball in the penalty area. Crawley deal with that, and Kamara flicks it on. Darcy will give chase as Edmonds Green goes back to Maynard Brewer to come out of his penalty area to clear it forward. Gillespie, the target, gets the ball in the air but can't keep it in play.
Yeah, and there were a few frustrations, weren't there, from the stands just before that strike, and the game had gone a little bit flat, and we'd not been too progressive. You know, we had balls across the back line and in midfield where we couldn't progress forward. Ball wasn't sticking going up to the front two. We weren't being particularly creative through the middle, but we didn't look under pressure either, you know, when Crawley had the ball. But you always leave that door slightly ajar when you can't create too much and the ball keeps coming back.
Leeburn wins the header from long ball forward. Campbell down to Godden. All over the top looking for a Hadmi. Combination of two Crawley Town defenders, and then Charlie Barker clears it away. Taylor with a header forward. Godden trying to get something to it. Anderson with the ball up in the air. Coventry's headers up in the air as well. Charlton struggling for any sort of creativity in this first half. Edmonds Green with the ball forward. Hadmi will jump, wins the header. Flicked up in the air by McKenna. Godden gets something to it. It's all rather scrappy, but Charlton will have the corner.
Yeah, it's an aerial bombardment, isn't it? And we're winning the majority of those balls on that particular occasion aerially, which always puts the back line under pressure of the opposition. Scrambled it clear for a corner. it's not pretty, but you've got to find a way of clawing your way back into this game. And if it means going a little bit longer and going aerial just until half-time to try and get yourself back in the game, it's important we do so.
Taylor to take the corner. It's a decent delivery. Wollacott punches it towards the edge of penalty, headed back in by Coventry. Kamara gets something to it. Alan Campbell on the volley. Wasn't too far wide in the best, I was going to say chance. It wasn't really a chance. It was a ball that came down and Campbell caught it so sweetly. It wasn't too far wide. The best effort, shall we say, by Charlton so far in this match.
Yeah, ring the box well as that pops out. It's a nice crisp connection from Campbell, and I think it's got Wollacott beat, but he scrambles to his left and he's thankful to see it just go wide. I wish we'd learned to block the keeper off when those balls come in. It's middle of the 6-yard box. It's not a bad ball. You don't want the keeper coming and making any contact on it. It's a good punch from Wollacott, but we should be stopping him making that punch. But yeah, lovely. I mean, well met, well timed. Wollacott's diving low to his left. Flashes past his left-hand post.
Long ball forward, and Hadme's adjudged to have been offside. Every time the ball goes back to Charlton, and when they go to knock it long, Crawley are just pushing up every single time. That back three's working really well for Rob Elliott's side. And Crawley,
just wondering if we perhaps go away from the diamond into a front three.
It certainly feels like the diamond, which worked on Saturday, is not gelling at all for Charlton so far. 37 minutes played, still 1-0 down against the Crawley side that winless in their last 7 away games. 5 of those they failed to score. The ball inside to Kelly, back to Wollacott. Hadme will apply the pressure, but Wollacott will go long. Edwards with the header, side to Godden. Flicks forward towards Campbell. To the left is Edwards, inside to Taylor. Good pressure from Crawley again. Coventry out to Edmonds Green, and Charlton will have it with Mitchell at the back.
It's important when that goes from Coventry to Edmonds Green on this right-hand side. We have to have somebody.
Long ball forward from Gillespie's a delightful one to find Edwards, who just struggled to get out of his feet initially, and the cross is blocked, but Charlton will have the throw, which you expect to be a long one.
Yeah, good run from Edwards and well found by Gillespie. The first touch, if he could just have cushioned it in front of himself, he had a crossing opportunity, but it was such a good first touch, it popped straight underneath him, and he had to take another touch, Edwards, which led to the pressure to the throw-in.
Josh Edwards with the long throw. Hadley tries to win the header. Ball comes down to Coventry. Out to the left-hand side is Edwards again. Left-footed cross is a good one. Mitchell wins the header and should have hit the target from the edge of the 6-yard box.
Yep, our best chance by far. It's a wonderful delivery in from Edwards right across the 6-yard box. Mitchell's free as a bird, meets it level with the near post, and not enough contact on the ball. It skids off his forehead and out to safety. And that's a big chance wasted for Charlton Athletic. Again, delivery is everything. It's whipped into a brilliant area. You've just got to make solid contact with the forehead and we're level.
Crawley have it with Kamara. Now Kelly back to McKenna. Uses Wollacott behind him. It's Wollacott, the long ball forward. Mitchell flicks it on. Kamara, good challenge from Alan Campbell. There's Godden to Edwards, inside to Taylor. It's all too congested really, and Taylor does well to come away with the ball. Pull forward from Gillespie to Taylor. Looks for Campbell, who tried to let the ball run, instead has been dispossessed, and Crawley have it with Kamara. Out to the right hand side is Swan. Darcy finds Anderson. Darcy again. So the 1-2 with Kelly. Darcy goes back to Kelly, who's inside his own half now. McKenna takes it past the Hadme, and he's on a run here, the Crawley Town centre half, and it's a good run as well, and just stumbles on the ball, and Charlton will bring it away through Taylor. Out to Campbell. Campbell with the ball forward towards Leeburn, who's going to be offside here. Yeah, Crawley Town's line again is high, but it's working for them.
They stayed high because they'd lost the centre half. It was a bit risk and reward, that one, but Miles just went a little bit early, definitely offside. And again, the frustrations and the groans go out from the home fans. Just because we're not at you know, we could do better going forward than we are. And every time it breaks down, you're just going to get those groans come up again.
Good challenge from Connor Coventry, wins Charlton the throw, which Edmonds Green takes. Taylor, ball forward looking for a Hadme. McKenna with a decision to make, goes back to Wallacott. Probably didn't want that, but did want to clear it away for Crawley as heads it inside. Now Anderson, ball forward towards Tromley, the goal scorer. Mitchell shows good pace to stay with him and clears it away. Crawley will have the throw.
I think at this point, with 4 minutes to go plus add-ons, Nathan Jones and his staff will be scrambling there, thinking, what can we do? I mean, from my perspective, we've had balls out wide in particular with the fullbacks and midfielders that have been caught in wide areas. You look up and the two centre forwards are dead centre, and there's nothing to hit wide and forward. So when we put the ball in those wide forward areas, they've been eaten up by the Crawley Town defence, no problem at all. The game's just lacking width from a Charlton perspective, and everything centrally is a bit congested and being dealt with relatively comfortably by Crawley.
Had been controlled and had more time than he realised. Looked to play it across the left-hand side, but straight at Darcy, concedes possession. It's been a half that's been full of frustration so far for Nathan Jones's men. A couple of, Mitchell's header aside, and especially Alan Campbell effort from the edge of penalty area. I wouldn't say there were moments of real glorious creativity. It was a good cross for Edwards, but apart from that, Charlton really struggled to cause too many problems for the Crawley Town defence so far in this match, and it's Crawley in possession with Kelly out to the right-hand side. Tanamu brings it forward. Back to McKenna, who's under pressure from Ahadme. Good tackle from Alan Campbell, wins the ball back for Charlton, and then the challenge comes in. A foul on the corner to the referee, and Crawley win the ball back. It was a challenge from Tanamu inside the Crawley defence as Anderson with the ball forward. Gillespie cuts that out, but his ball forward goes out of play. And you feel at this rate there's going to be a few words exchanged at half-time inside that Charlton dressing room.
Yeah, a few words, maybe a change of formation. Personnel's up to the manager. That's what, he knows what he's worked on during the week and what's working for him today and what's not. But we've got to have some width in this game. Crawley are comfortable in possession at the moment. They're the side that are stroking it about, looking to, find a passing pattern that creates one more opportunity for them before the half's out. And the way we're trying to get forward and create opportunities is a bit hit and miss.
Adeyemo brings it forward on the left-hand side. Edmonds Green gets a challenge, and then Coventry wins the ball back. And Taylor to Edmonds Green. Right-hand side is Coventry. Ball up towards Ahadme as well to get there first. A little pirouette, but loses possession as Adeyemo will go back to Wallacott. The pressure from Leeburn clears it away first time. Coventry with the header. Campbell get there first, he gets something to it, but the ball breaks. Good challenge from Terry Taylor. Now Edmonds Green looks to the diagonal across towards Leeburn. Leeburn heads it back in the penalty area. McKenna clears it away. And as far as Taylor, good header to find Coventry. Campbell, he wasn't expecting the pass, he wasn't looking for it either.
It had to be a turn out there to Edmonds Green, supporting right back. It's so congested in there. You take a touch, you look inside, you find Campbell immediately harassed or miscontrols, and it's stolen. It's a real issue for him out there at the moment, the lack of width in the side.
Edmonds Green goes back to Maynard Brewer, just clears it forward, and it's out of play. And Charlton causing themselves to go long. Really poor decision making, really.
Well, look, you don't mind him going long, but we've got 5 players down the centre of the pitch. No width at all. That hasn't changed this first 45 minutes. So you just hang that ball up as long as you can to Ahadme and Leeburn. Yes, it's direct. Yes, it's going to get some groans, but striking out a play when there's been no width in the game whatsoever, apart from 1 or 2 occasions in this first 45 minutes, is going to see a reaction from the home support.
1 minute of added time at the end of this first half. In a week where Charlton have got 2 wins, so far it feels a step backwards. Charlton will need words at half-time and really go for it this second half.
Yeah, I think it's fair to mention there is a wonder strike that's got them in front. They've created precious little, Crawley. They've looked good in possession, but they have had the one strike. I think the frustration's coming from our performance going forward. Not so much that we're losing 1-0, because that can happen. You can have the one shot against it, whips into the top corner, you're 1-0 down, but it's the manner in which we're trying to come back into the game, which I think is frustrating the home fans.
Well, Charlton do have a long throw here just before half-time as the ball's clear to the right-hand side, and Josh Edwards will come across to take. Throws it towards the near post, flicked on by Gillespie, and it's a good defensive header in there by Barker, still not cleared. Ball's eventually cleared only as far as Terry Taylor, who catches it well, but Kamara with a good block. Edmonds Green looks to go back inside the penalty area, but there is the half-time whistle as a frustrating first 45 minutes here at the Valley comes to an end. Charlton 0, Crawley Town 1, a goal from Tola Sharomni after 33 minutes, a brilliant strike from about 20 yards out, beats Ashley Maynard Brewer. Charlton themselves had precious little really in the first half in terms of chances, although did have a great chance when Alex Mitchell's header, the free header in the penalty area, went wide. Alan Campbell had a wonderful volley, not too far wide as well, but apart from that, Jojo Wallicott's not really been tested too much in that first 45 minutes, and Brownie, that was a half to forget in truth, and it's a second half that Charlton really have to step up now.
Yeah, I think so. In terms of trying to remain positive in the first 45 minutes, I think you have to look at the manner of the goal we've given away. The strike is absolutely magnificent, but you look at how we're trying to create and it's not working, and it's like, how often can you do the same things over and over with the same result, which isn't really penetrating the opposition, it's not really causing them too much troubles. We've had the Alex Mitchell header, which I think was a big moment. You know, that's the one real gilt-edged opportunity where you think that should have been an equaliser. The strike from Alan Campbell on the edge of the box is another good opportunity, but it's not a gilt-edged one, and it's one that's been manufactured out of a set piece. And if it had flown in the back of the net, it's come out of nowhere, really. But I just think the frustrations from the home fan is they're watching a team fourth from bottom keep possession better than the home side, you know, build up play better than the home side, and have got that striking that's given them the lead. And the manner in which Charlton are going about trying to find an equaliser is very frustrating if nothing comes of them, of the build-up play. So I just wonder if there's a change of formation here, Greg, maybe a change of personnel. Do we get Matty Godden dropping in the hole? I get why you'd do that. I get why you'd put him off the strikers, but you're taking away your best goal scorer, really, from the pitch of the battle in the opposition's penalty area. So maybe that's something that Nathan Jones looks at, maybe a bit of width in the game with Tyrese Campbell coming on, going to front three. That's something perhaps you could look at. But what we can't do is just keep doing that, which is players getting possession 10 yards into their own half or on the halfway line, looking forward for a runner in the channel or a wide player in a good position to switch play, and there's nothing there. So you go centrally, it's compacted. Crawley have crowded that area out very, very well, and quite often it's petered out or players have been caught in possession.
Well, myself and Brownie will go for a short break, but before we do, hopefully we'll see a strike like some of these that are coming up on your screen if you are watching this evening on Charlton TV, because there's been a number of good goals across the club in November. So let's take a look at the nominees for the Chicken George Goal of the Month. Well, welcome back to Charlton TV, where you join us at half-time, and it's actually a good moment to join us. You'll be hearing some applause in the background, and that's because at half-time here we're doing a tribute for the legend that is, and always will be, Kevin Nolan, who sadly passed away at the weekend. Former journalist, former writer, an absolute wonderful human being, and I know Tel did a bit of tribute on Saturday and on Charlton TV on Sunday as well, and I'd just like to add my own kind of thoughts for those who didn't really know Kevin. I certainly didn't know him personally before I started doing what I'm doing now, and Kev was one of the first people who I got to know as a human being and treated me as if he knew me his whole life. He always had an opinion on football, and to be honest, it was always right. He always spoke so well of Charlton and his history of Charlton. He knew everything. He knew everything about the current side. He knew everything about the academy. There wasn't anything he didn't know. He was a brilliant, brilliant writer and a brilliant, brilliant human.
Yeah, I concur. And I got a little story about a pre-season tour we had in Ireland, and myself and Stuart Barmer weren't playing that particular day, and I wandered up into the stands and Kev was there. I didn't really know Kev that well then, and we got chatting, and he had a little, I don't know, it was a family member, but only a young 5, 6, 7-year-old. And he had a little autograph book, and he said to me and Stu, could you two sign that for him? And I said, yeah, of course. I said, have you got any others? And he went, no, you know, we'll wait. And I said, no, give me 5 minutes. I went down the dressing room, I got everyone to sign it, come back, gave it to Kev. And when my testimonial come around, Kev personally asked to put a piece in to the testimonial programme, and he never forgot that moment. And I had a friendship with Kev from that day. And he was the most wonderful man to know. I said, and I did say it on Saturday, when you say hello to Kev, there's a cheeky smile, there's an anecdote, and it's just a lovely, warm conversation. I've never known him be cross. I've never known him put the knife in. His writing was first class, and if Kev gave you a bit of stick, you absolutely deserved it. And it didn't warrant a conversation with Kev. You just nodded because you knew he was spot on. And he'll be sorely missed, that's for sure.
Hear, hear. And our thoughts are with Hazel, Adam, his stepson, who I know well, and the rest of the family. And, Kev Nolan will always be remembered, especially up here in the press box. It was a bit of a surreal feeling actually going down and not eventually seeing him and Hazel walk through. But you do join us here at the Valley. We're at half-time. It is Charlton 0, Crawley Town 1. The only goal of the game coming after 33 minutes. Tola Shawm, the goal scorer for the visitors. And Rob Elliott, of course, a former Addick fan as well. He came out early in this second, well, before the teams have even come out. And it must be a bit of a weird feeling for him being in that away dugout. He used to be a season ticket holder in the covered end. And you get the impression watching Charlton in that first half that he certainly knows the players of this season as well.
Listen, I've spoken to Rob on a few occasions. I said I went to the Barnet Gateshead game last year, and he was on the sidelines, very calm, very measured. And I spoke to him after the game, and they played like this. They played good football, Gateshead. They thoroughly deserved to win the game. And I had a chat with him, and he said, I've been given this opportunity because I think the manager left to go to MK Dons, and he stepped into his shoes, and he's taken to management like a duck to water. And you look down on that sideline, he's a very patient man. He's a very nice man.
He's a lovely man.
Yeah, absolutely. And he, you know, they're up against it, Crawley, budget-wise. And I think this is what they're going to be. They're going to try and play, you know, but they lack that little bit of steel going forward. We've seen a wonderful strike tonight to give him the lead. But under the circumstances, he's doing a very, very good job.
Well, Charlton are making a change at half-time. Miles Leeburn.
Yeah, he looked short, didn't he,
the
Miles,
first to
today?
make weight. Yeah, he came to this game carrying a slight knock, and in truth, he didn't look as sharp as he has been in recent weeks, especially the Huddersfield game. I thought he looked very good. So he's been replaced. Thierry Small has come on. We'll wait and see if that's a formation change for Charlton. Could go back to 5 at the back with Edwards tucking in, but we'll wait and see. As Charlton shooting towards the covered end for this second half. Alan Campbell over the ball, and a delayed restart. Thierry Small drifted inside the Crawley Town half. He joined with myself, Greg Stubley, Steve Brown to my right, and Terry Smith to my left, who, as ever, take over lead commentary duties after 67 minutes. And we are back underway for this second half as Alex Mitchell, the long ball forward, had me the target, headed away by McKenna. Edmonds Green gets to the ball first, but it's a loose header, and Crawley looking to start the second half as they were in the first half, really, and that's control possession. They have on the left-hand side, Kamara. Ball drifts inside, and Anderson. There's Darcy to his right. Darcy up against Thierry Small. Ball inside. Finds Kelly. Kelly out to the left-hand side. Kamara. Adiemo's on the left-hand side for Crawley. Inside is Kelly, halfway inside the Charlton half. Back out to the left. Adiemo again looking to take on Edmonds Green onto his right foot. Will cross. Gillespie jumps, wins the header. Alan Campbell should clear and does so. Hadmi up against Tanamu, who I think both of them were pulling each other's shirt. Small with a header forward. Hadmi trying to get there. Tanamu wins the header and Charlton will have the throw. Edwards looks to get a move on and takes it quickly. Godden the target, heads to his left towards Small. Inside to Hadmi, can't get under control. Crawley clear forward. Swan with a loose pass and Charlton with the throw, trying to show a bit of urgency to start this second half. Yeah. Edwards will now take that time to prepare a long throw, which will allow Gillespie and Mitchell to drift forward from the back up into the penalty area. Edwards with that long throw towards the near post. It's headed away, only as far as Edwards again. Throw inside to Terry Taylor. Edwards back to Small. Left-footed cross is a good one towards the edge of the penalty area. It's headed up in the air. Alan Campbell first to it, was slightly loose and Crawley clear. First to it is Edwards, who a little bit unlucky that he didn't take it in his stride. Some Charlton fans applaud the efforts because you can see certainly Edwards is trying to start with a little bit more urgency in this second half.
Yeah, I don't think you can level that at him. I think that's his game. He always tries to exert maximum effort into every performance he has, but we have gone into a back five. Edwards has slotted in to a back three. Thierry Small is a wing back with Edmonds Green. There's your width that we didn't have in the first half that should have been offered by the fullbacks, but they just couldn't get in the game. Those two will provide width. We've gone to a midfield three and a front two with Godden and a Hadmi up front.
Taylor out to the left-hand side as Edwards. Under pressure from, again, two Crawley bodies. Back to Gillespie, first time ball forward. Barker has a decision to make, and that's to clear it first time with the volley, and it falls nicely to Anderson. Out to the left-hand side is Kamara, who we know can dribble and bring the ball forward, and out to the left-hand side is Swan. Trying to get bodies back, but Crawley still on the attack. A loose touch from Adiemo, invites the challenge from Coventry. As Hadmi's header is a good one. It falls into the path of Small, who's got pace and gets to the ball for Charlton on the left-hand side. Thierry Small still with it. With a cross towards the far post, just a little bit too much. Head of Hadmi, it's the idea that was right. Hadmi still picks it up. Inside is Coventry. Edmonds Green on the right-hand side. Back to Coventry. First time cross in towards Hadmi. Barker does well to win the first header, but only as far as Edmonds Green, who looks to cross, and he's off balance, and his cross goes out of play. But that bit of pace, Thierry Small, is something that we didn't see in the first half from Charlton.
No, and that's one thing he does very, very well. When he's got space in front of him to play into, he's got the pace and the power to exploit it. He got away from his man, and actually the cross wasn't the worst cross in the world either. It was delivered into a decent area, but we just didn't match it with a suitable run, and it went behind Hadmi. But I'm a little bit worried about the midfield three. I've got to say, just in these early stages, I think in trying to find a way to get the equaliser to go on and maybe win the game, I think we're going to have to leave some space in there for Crawley to play. We'll see. It'll unfold.
Ball forward from Wallacott, and Stromley's judged to have fouled. It's Gillespie, so Charlton with the free kick, which Maynard Brewer comes out of his goal to take. Looks at the diagonal ball. Edmonds Green will jump. Stromley clears it away. Charlton will have the throw halfway inside the Crawley half. The referee Jacob Miles for this evening sends Edmonds Green 5 yards back, and Charlton will take the throw, and Coventry is waiting for the ball to drop, which it never really did. Luckily for him, his ball deflects off of Swan, and Charlton will have the throw on the right hand side. Mitchell to take, and again the referee's not too happy with the placement. The Charlton man. Mitchell throws backwards anyway. It comes to Gillespie. Left hand side is Edwards. Further left is Thierry Small. Opportunity potentially to take on Anderson. Ball down the line to Campbell, who's judged to have been offside. Yeah,
came very, very late. I don't mind that move, though. We went back to our back three across, and you've got to move it quick. We punched a ball across to Edwards. He punched it in turn forward to Small, and that left a whacking great gap down in that left-hand channel for Campbell to exploit. It's a decent run. He's just made it a fraction too early, and he's caught offside. But I really like that. From right to left, very, very good switch of play. Open up gaps in behind the Crawley defence. Sadly, just a fraction offside.
Wolcott with the long free kick forward, headed away by Mitchell. Ball comes down to Terry Taylor. Looks towards Ahadmi. He's headed forward. Coventry with the header. Again, it's scrappy as Ahadmi's fighting for the ball. Tries to bring it away and pokes it, but only as far as Darcy. Back to Anderson. Forward towards Crawley. Edwards clears it forward. Godden the target. Ahadmi jumps. Header backwards is loose, and Godden couldn't quite take it in his stride. Almost similar to how he scored against Walsall. This time it was a header back from McKenna, and Godden got something to it, but couldn't take it under control. And the ball deflects to Wolcott.
Yeah, he read it well, didn't he? Took a gamble, got himself in a nice position. He just needed a ball to fall just a fraction quicker, and I think he would have just towed it. But it got caught in his midriff, and he had to just project the ball forward with something off his knee or thigh and straight to Wolcott.
Tanamu under pressure from Campbell. Does want to get a foot to the ball, and Campbell's got it again. He's been fouled by Tanamu, and Charlton will have the free kick, which Taylor will look to take quickly. Anderson getting in the way. Taylor been denied a quick free kick. We'll leave it for Macaulay Gillespie. 52 minutes played, still Charlton 0, Crawley Town 1. Gillespie with the free kick. Diagonal ball looking towards Mitchell. It's headed away by Barker. Coventry gets something to the ball ahead of Kamara. Adeyemo just slipped, but still managed to find his man as Kamara forward towards Swan. It's taken over the top of Edwards, and the referee has brought it back for a foul on Kamara by Taylor.
Yeah, it's good refereeing, actually. It is definitely a foul from Taylor. He gave himself 3 seconds, Jacob Miles, and quite rightly pulled it back when nothing came of that. It's a shame we couldn't make first contact on that delivery into the box, because they'd left Matty Godden completely unmarked in the centre of the goal, and anything nodded down would have been a brilliant opportunity.
Adeyemo with the free kick, but it's a diagonal ball that's cut out by Small. Goes back to Edwards. Ball down the line looking for Ahadmi. Gets to the ball first, lays it off for Thierry Small. A couple of step overs, and challenge comes in from Tanamu. Darcy with a lovely dummy, which Edwards had to be alert, but his touch goes out of play, and Crawley will have the throw.
Yeah, nice to hear. Drum going, trying to generate a bit of atmosphere rather than negativity, which we saw as the half-time whistle blew.
Ahadmi might control that with his hand, and the referee saw that. As Crawley had the free kick, as on the left-hand side is Adeyemo. Brings the ball infield, and tracked by Edmonds Green. Anderson down the line to Darcy. Looks for the goal scorer Crawley, and Darcy gets the ball back. Looks to flick it forward, and will get lucky with the deflection, which comes back into his path. Darcy again looking for the 1-2, gets it back round to Darcy on the right-hand side. Cuts back inside onto his right foot and strikes, and it's saved by Maynard Brewer. Kamara with a chance, Maynard Brewer again. And still Crawley attack, but the shot coming in from Adeyemo. Adeyemo just had no conviction about it, and Charlton get away with it. A double save for Maynard Brewer as Campbell, the ball forward is a wayward one, and Crawley have it back with Anderson forward towards Sharonley. Maynard Brewer, Charlton's hero on that occasion, for the ball forward. Anderson looks to Darcy on the right hand side, but overhits that pass, and Charlton will have the throw deep inside their own half, but Crawley very close to making it 2.
Absolutely brilliant link-up play between Darcy and Swan, and then a lovely bit of skill from Darcy to get away from his man and get the shot away. Lovely save from Maynard Brewer. Just got to get something behind that. You've got no control where that rebound goes, and it falls to Kamara, who strikes it low and hard, and another great save, and that's kept us in the game at 1-0. But that was my fear a little bit. By changing the system, by unblocking the midfield, I just feel that you've given them a bit more freedom because they do like to play through the units. It's what we do when we've got possession of the ball. That's the important part of this game. Out of possession, I think Crawley will have one or two opportunities as the game goes on, but we've got to enforce our game better than we are at the moment.
Crawley with the ball forward, and Maynard Brewer comes out of his goal and clears forward, but again the ball's straight out of play. He was under pressure from the...
Frustration's growing again.
Charlton do have Tyrese Campbell pretty much ready. He's just only got a warm-up vest on at the moment, but he's got his shin pads and his boots on, ready to go. Charlton also have Daniel Carnu, who returned to the matchday squad on Saturday as an attacking option. As Crawley lumped the ball forward, Mitchell has the decision to make his head up. Could have gone anywhere off of Gillespie, and the Charlton centre half then clears it away. The ball forwards, cut out by Kelly. Kamara under pressure from Campbell. Ball back to Barker. Now Kamara again. And this is the space you're talking about, Brownie inside the Charlton midfield that Anderson will now exploit. Out to the right hand side is Darcy. Tries a bit of skill, tries too much. And Thierry Small gets the ball back for Charlton and back to Edwards, who clears it away first time. Hadme with the touch, but it goes backwards, although the loose ball back will invite Godden to win the ball for Charlton. He's outnumbered for the time being. Barker breathing down his neck as the ball goes backwards to Thierry Small. Left hand side is Godden again. Small just falls down off the ball. Godden does well to keep the ball in play up towards a Hadme. Does well to get across his man. And McKenna with the foul. That's going to be the first yellow card of the match for the Crawley Town centre half, and Charlton with the free kick.
Yeah, I think Matty Godden did ever so well there. He was up a cul-de-sac a couple of times with not enough support, and he just turned away and fed it into an area that at least allowed a Hadme to attack. He caught McKenna blindside, didn't he? And then caught him a bit cold, and has won the free kick and puts us in a great position. And we need one of Terry Taylor's decent deliveries here to give these guys a chance to get on the end. But anything like Saturday with the quality of Coventry's first delivery, Taylor's delivery for the third goal, and hopefully get an opportunity off the back of it.
And there's Taylor over the ball. He's the only Charlton man who could potentially take this with a two-man Crawley wall. Everyone else, bar Edwards, is in the penalty area. As Taylor prepares to take. Whips it in, it's a decent delivery, gets a little flick. I think that was from Edmonds Green. It goes wide.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see a replay because you can't really deliver it any better than that in swinging. I mean, the only thing you'll say is when I was under Alan Kirbyshe, those free kicks that are in swinging like that, he made the player taking the free kick set it off so that it finished inside the post. So if everybody missed it on his little flick, it ended up going inside that far post. But that's the delivery we're after. But we only had one player inside the 6-yard box looking to attack it and nobody round the back. Just a little bit late on our runs there.
Charlton with the free kick. It's Gillespie out to Edwards, ball down the line, doesn't have the legs to find Small, though it eventually did through a touch from Darcy, but then Small couldn't take it under control. Crawley will have the throw, and Darcy's been impressive on that right-hand side. Not naturally a wing-back, he's usually an attacking midfielder, but done a good job for Crawley.
Yeah, it caught us out a little bit, didn't it, in terms of you know their previous lineups and how they turned up, and Crawley leading the line, and Darcy, you're right, normally plays either off of him or alongside him, and he's out on this right-hand side, and he's, that shot, just the last attempt that Crawley had was a really good move.
Adeyemo inside to Anderson, who's seen a lot of the ball for Crawley. Kelly makes the run forward. Across to Barker, who's got Kamara on the left-hand side. Always an option, it seems, for Crawley when they're in possession. Have it with Tanamu to Darcy. Side to Kelly. Pressure from Campbell as the ball's back to McKenna, who has to go back to Wallacott. Ball finds Kamara. Back to Barker. Looks to place safe and goes long, which Gillespie has to head away.
And they're just stretching us, aren't they, with possession, and you can see us trying to press up front, but the back line staying quite deep. At one point there, we had 6 players across the back line flat. Huge gaps in midfield. We pressed okay, they went long, but they're stretching us at the moment. They're asking us to cover a lot of ground, and that's why I think they're going to have at least 1 or 2 more opportunities, because at some point they will get that passing phase right and be able to play through the units. But again, it has to be all about us and how we put Crawley under pressure when we have possession of the ball.
Well, a double change for Charlton. The first to make way is Connor Coventry. As Daniel Carnu and Tyrese Campbell prepare to come on. The second to make way is Romani Edmonds-Green.
Will be number 29, Daniel Carnu.
Enthusiastic cry of Canoe from Brian Cohn. Hopefully he'll be shouting his name a bit louder shortly.
Will be number 7, Tyrese Campbell.
Edmonds-Green's the second one to make way, and Campbell's on. I won't see how that changes, but 2 attacking moves from Nathan Jones. Campbell and Carnu on. Coventry and Edmonds-Green off. There's John with the throw, which is cleared away. Mitchell gets something to it, and then Kelly, first time ball over the top, and invite the run of Kamara from midfield. Gillespie goes across to win the ball back and does so. Gillespie's clearance goes out of play. Crawley has the throw.
Well, it looks like we've gone Carnu up alongside of Hadmay, and Godden will play inverted in behind those 2, which means to me that it's Campbell and Small as wing backs, and then you've got the midfielders behind that of Campbell and Taylor. There's a lot of ground for those 2 to cover if Matty Godden stays higher up the pitch, inverted behind Carnu and Hadmay.
Carnu offering a bit of pace up top, tries to close down Wallacott, and Gillespie the header forward. Small looks to turn, does well to find Campbell, and Campbell there is as Terry Taylor out to Edwards. Takes it beyond Darcy, the ball over the top is overhit. Wallacott will collect. It feels like Charlton really need to get going now.
Yeah,
get a bit of possession.
Yeah, he's annoyed with himself, Edwards, because the ball shouldn't have been diagonal. It should have been flat straight down the line for Carnu, who'd made a decent running behind, and that's something we haven't done enough today. We haven't penetrated off behind their back line, and Carnu's the first player, I think, really that's given us that pace off the back of that Crawley defence. But Edwards he just gave himself a little bit of a slap because he knew the diagonal was the wrong ball. It should have been just fed down the line, kept in play, allowed Carnu to pressurise.
Wallacott will go long with his kick. Mitchell wins the header, and Taylor out to the right-hand side is Tyrese Campbell. His first opportunity to offer a bit of width on the right-hand side, looking to take on Adeyemo. Stay with him all the way. Free kick given.
Well, pace for pace, Adeyemo's toe-to-toe with Campbell there on that first viewing. So you might have to link up to beat him, or at least a little bit of trickery, because in that flat foot race, Adeyemo matches Campbell.
Crawley with the free kick. Barker takes us up towards Swan. Challenge from Alex Mitchell, a fair one, who wins the ball for Charlton, and ball forward towards Hadmay. Barker has been solid at the back so far for Crawley. Kelly drifts past Taylor. Looks to switch it across, and well won by Mitchell. Taylor on the ball again. Out to the right-hand side is Tyrese Campbell. Inside to Terry Taylor. Looks for the 1-2. The ball over the top. Won't find Tyrese Campbell, and Barker comes across to head it away. And Campbell with the throw. Taylor. 2 Crawley players proving down his neck. The latter is Swan, who makes the foul. Charlton with the free kick. Immediately Gillespie and Mitchell from the back will approach the edge of the penalty area. Taylor prepares to take the free kick. Taylor swings it in, flicked on by Hadmay, but it's comfortable for Wollacott. It's quite far out for Hadley to attack. He did well to win it, but would have taken a brilliant header to beat Wollacott from there. 65 minutes played. Charlton 0, Crawley 1. Still the scoreline. Charlton really struggling to test Jojo Wollacott in this match so far. They've got attacking numbers on the pitch now. Charlton, can they create an opportunity here as Terry Taylor wins the ball? Campbell to Hadley, back to Taylor. Looks right and left, finds Edwards. Looks first time for Thierry Small. Darcy read that all the way. Edwards trying to win the ball back as Crawley the ball forward. Gillespie heads it away. Crawley will have the throw. Just searching for something at the moment. The crowd, understandably, is a bit flat. It's a cold night here in SE7, and it's a match that Charlton fans haven't seen a lot of quality to really get behind the team. It's Kamara. And the throw will turn in space. Out to the left-hand side is Eddie Amo. Looking to take on Campbell. Mitchell clears it away. Godden trying to get to the ball first ahead of Kelly. It's Kelly who brings the ball away. Now Tanamu will go for goal from range. It was an optimistic effort. Maynard Brewer at one point was a little bit trying to get back into position. Had to just readjust. It was a fairly comfortable save in the end. As Maynard Brewer is kicked forward, is headed down, and now Edwards looks towards Carnu. Header from O'Kane goes down to play, and Charlton will have the long throw. I was going to say long throw. Looks like Edwards is potentially just going to play this short. Does so. Back to Gillespie. Out to the right to Mitchell. Mitchell with the ball forward. Hadmi the target. Hadmi in space. Heads back inside. Can Carnu get there? Daniel Carnu lofts it over Wollacott. And it's a brilliant finish. And out of nothing, Charlton have their equaliser. And it's a wonderful, wonderful finish from Daniel Carnu, the substitute. Ball forward from Mitchell was a good one. Hadmi flicked it across goal. Wollacott committed, but Carnu just lofted it over the goalkeeper, and Charlton, after 67 minutes, have their equaliser.
Yep. And we said about that threat of the pace over the top of the Crawley backline. It's a wonderful cushioned header from Hadmi, but we've seen several of them this game, but nobody on the end once he did cushion it forward. We struggled to get players beyond their backline on this occasion. Carnu takes a gamble, one bounce, and he gets there before the Crawley defender. Still got an awful amount to do from Wollacott pressurising, and it's a lovely little side foot lob over the oncoming keeper. One bounce into the back of an empty net, and Charlton are level.
Daniel Carnu returning back to the Charlton side, getting the goal. And after 68 minutes, it's Charlton 1, Crawley Town 1. Godden tries to fight for the ball. Hadmi competing with Tanamu, clears it out of play. And with that, I'll hand you over to Terry Smith to lead commentate for the rest of the second half.
Yeah, I think we said that Crawley would give up a chance or two. You know, that's been their downfall this year. I think they're not bad at creating one or two opportunities for themselves, but they always tend to give up one or two opportunities for the opposition. You've just got to take them when they come your way. We had the one with Mitchell first half, and we've taken this one. And do we get a pendulum swing? Are we suddenly on the front foot? Are Crawley feeling the pressure?
Well, they're going to make a change. Thank you, Greg. And Shawonmi, the goal scorer, is going off, and Bradley Ahim is coming on. Ibrahim, I beg your pardon. Bradley Ibrahim, number 23, coming on for Shawonmi. And, well, Greg wanted Brian to say Canoe once more, and he got his wish. What a composed, lovely finish from the young man after his injury troubles this season. Not a bad way to come back. Bringing Charlton back level. We needed a spark, and is that it? Because up to this point, it's been a fairly flat evening here at the Valley. Edwards with the throw. Long one in towards the box. Headed away. Well, headed backwards, in fact, and Hadmi thought about twisting on it. Leaves it for Campbell, who sends it into the covered end. Yeah.
And just for that moment, his eyes would have widened. If I can get a good connection on this, I can test Wollacott. But he just got underneath it, Tyrese. Off the outside of the laces and up high into the covered end.
Can Charlton seize the momentum of this game now that Daniel Canoe has given us, got us back into the game. Wollacott takes his time with the kick, sends it out. Gillespie wins the tussle and the header. Barker heads it back in towards the Charlton half. Taylor sends it back from where it came, and he'll have another opportunity. Taylor, little cushioned header into Godden, touches it to Campbell. And to Edwards, he's got Small away on the left-hand side, and he finds him on this left. Terry Small looking to take his man on. Little step over, goes past him. Attempted cross is blocked away by Tanimu. It'll be a Charlton throw, quickly taken by Small to Edwards. Lifts the ball into the penalty area. Hadmi trying to get there. Barker, I think, got there first, and he goes down holding his head, so it'll be a stop in play. As the ex-Charlton man rubs his head, and probably just trying to take the sting out of the evening. By staying on the floor, he's up to his feet. Hadmi and Barker shake hands. They wouldn't have met at Charlton, of course.
Yeah, a real change of atmosphere in the ground, as you would have thought. Suddenly covered in, found a voice. Crawley fans are very, very quiet, and they don't suddenly look like they've got that spring in them at the moment. It's Charlton on the front foot, as an equaliser normally does.
Referee drops the ball back into Crawley's possession, and it is with Barker to the left-hand side. And now the aiming loose ball back, which Hadmi can't capitalise on, and they just about get away with it. Wollacott clears it forward, and as far as Mitchell, who heads it, unfortunately, sideways. It'll be a Crawley throw, not quite halfway inside their own half on the left-hand side. Barker with it. 72 minutes gone. 18 of normal left. And Charlton add another as Anderson swings it across for Crawley to Tanimu. Little ball into the feet of Darcy. It goes past Campbell, Alan Campbell that is, on this right-hand side. Tries to do so again, give Campbell credit for getting back and winning the challenge in the first attempt, but losing out in the second one between him and Small, and then Tanimu goes down. Felt he was pushed. The referee said otherwise, runs away for a goal kick.
Yeah, says a stumble, does the ref, and I think he's right. I don't think there was any contact there. I just think as the ball was controlled by Tanimu, sort of foot hit the ground and over he went, and that's the last action he will see as Crawley make another sub.
Harry Forster will come on in Tanimu's place, whose last contribution is to not get a free kick, and then also coming on will be John Jules.
Ronan Darcy will be number 45.
And Darcy, the player coming off, Ronan Darcy, who'd been impressed for Crawley, so I'm a little surprised by that.
Benjamin Tanimu will be number 7, Harry Forster.
A double change for Crawley Town. Darcy, the captain, going off.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he's a live wire on the transition, isn't he? If they find him, he can cover distance with the ball at his feet. He's good at changing direction in terms of from right to left and open up the inside of the pitch. A little bit surprised by that myself, Tel.
Maynard Brewer gets the goal kick away. So Anderson with the header back forward. Mitchell gets something on it, but can't find Small in it. Runs away for a throw into Crawley Town. 10 yards inside the Charlton half. On the right-hand side, Forster, the new man with it, throws it infield to Anderson. Knocks it down the line, but there's nobody in a blue shirt there. Edwards will clear it forward. Small with a little flick on. Got him with another one up to Hadmi. Hadmi looking for support. Behind him is Taylor. Taylor with Therese Campbell on the right-hand side, and he sends him into that right-hand corner. And he'll get there before it goes out of play. No, he doesn't.
Shame.
Thought he did, but he was being pressured as well by Adiemu, and the linesman was almost in close proximity as well between the three of them. They managed to get a tackle in, and the ball's out of play for a throw.
Yeah, lovely switch of play actually from Taylor. Really accurate pass just over the shoulder of Adiemu, and a good first touch. I think sees Campbell 1v1, but he's just missed the half volley to control the ball, and out it goes. But quite like that ball from Taylor.
Barker down the line. Terry Taylor with a header up in the air. Barker will come again. Heads it once more. And Kamara knocks it forward. Edwards back there, just scoops it back to Maynard Brewer, who comes out of his penalty area to send the ball forward. Barker meets it. It's a good header from Mitchell to win it back for Charlton. Therese Campbell just holding the ball up, trying to get past Adiemu, but nothing doing there. And then Taylor goes down with after a challenge from Kamara, and the referee's given a free kick, much to Kamara's disgust.
Yeah,
It'll be a free kick right on halfway on the right-hand side, only a foot or so in from the touchline. Gillespie will send this forward. Forward it goes. Mitchell has gone up there to challenge for it, as does Hadmi. Hadmi gets there, but he's adjudged to have fouled his man. Or well, it was him or Mitchell. I'm not sure which one the referee's pointing at. But both Hadmi and Mitchell don't know either, if I'm honest. A free kick to Crawley.
Yeah, and he offers no explanation, the referee, does he? Off he jogs. I didn't see a lot. It was a lot of bodies coming together. I didn't see any pushing or blocking of any sorts. It just looked like a clean header from here, but with no replays, it's difficult in real time. You're looking at where the ball's going. It was a good run from Gordon. He got on the end of it to nod down somebody supporting, and I missed how that was a free kick.
Wollacott sends a free kick forward. Gillespie across to get in the way of it, but he can only put it out of play for a Crawley throw in front of the technical area. John Jules with it. He's going to leave it now, actually, to Forster. Inching forward. Manages to throw it into the feet of Swan, but his ball picked off by Small. So try and create it forward. He's taken a deflection off Forster, and Godden will send it forward, looking for Canoe, who will win the foot race ahead of Barker to get there on the left-hand side. A little bit isolated. Now he's got Small in support. Small lifts the ball into the box. There's nobody there. Forster heads it away, only as far as Taylor. Taylor with Small on the outside, trying to flick it round Forster, but he didn't make it, and then Forster goes down after contact from Small. Crawley will have a free kick.
Yeah, and it just goes to show the difference. The threat of somebody having pace in the front line has on the mentality of a back line. Suddenly Kanu outstripping the Crawley back line, getting in behind, changes their mentality a little bit. They haven't faced that up until this point, really.
Free kick taken, sent forward. Gillespie heads it back. Campbell can't get there. Small might be able to. No, Forster nips in first. Goes for the return. Forster from John Jules, which well covered off by Gillespie, but he has to concede the throw. 1-1 here at the Valley. 77.5 minutes gone.
Yeah, attempt fate here, but since the equaliser, since the changes. Yeah, I know, I know, but it's there for everyone to see.
Yes,
they suddenly haven't been the threat they were in the first 20 minutes this second half, and the goal will do that, but I don't think they've not settled into the changes yet either.
And one of those changes, John Jules, is just pulled back. Mitchell has conceded a free kick, so Maynard Brewer, just a yard or so outside of the left edge of his penalty area, will send it forward. Looking for a Hadmi. Miss it, but it might run through to Godden, and Hadmi's just fouled his man there, and I'm entirely sure how or why, if I'm honest. As a defender, I'm sure Stevie Brown will inform me.
No, I'm not seeing a massive amount in these challenges. That's why I think I'm struggling to identify why they're free kicks. To me, it's two forces going up, challenging each other, cancelling each other out. I didn't see anything. I mean, defender McCain is clasping his face like he's been hit in the face. So I didn't see that either.
Well, it won't surprise you to know he's back on his feet and looking sprightly as free kick's taken. It's into the feet of Kelly, across to Ibrahim. Ibrahim just puts his foot in the ball, back inside to Kelly, out here to now to Forster. Heavy touch from Forster, makes him go backwards, and Kelly's likewise is forced backwards, but then turns away from Godden. We'll find Forster once more on this right-hand side, cuts inside Small. But, good block from Taylor. Campbell will do well to win the challenge as well. A little touch back to Small, who scooped it forward. No real direction to it, and Ibrahim will collect it for Crawley. Back inside to Mukena.
Yeah, got to get the line up. Every time they go back, the line's got to get up as high as it can to allow this midfield to be able to press.
Risky ball back from Kamara, which he just about got away with. He's done that once or twice, Crawley. Kelly will bring it forward for the team in blue. Up to John Jules. Out on the left-hand side is Eddie Amo. Back inside to Kamara. Kamara's got Kelly in support in the central position. Kelly thought about a shot, now takes it. On this save from Maynard Brewer, but he can't hold on to it. And Anderson finishes for Crawley Town. It's almost like Maynard Brewer went down too early for the save, and he couldn't do anything with it other than parry it into the path of Anderson, who finishes.
Yeah, and that has to go down as a goalkeeper area. You just can't palm it back into that area. Yeah. And like I said, maybe I shouldn't say what I say, but they hadn't threatened. Yeah, they hadn't threatened, and we didn't look in too much danger.
Well, I'd like to see the game. It happened in slow motion when the shot came in from Kelly. He was outside, considerably outside the box, and looked like a speculative effort, which shouldn't have caused Anna Brewer any real problems, I didn't think. And Charlton will make another change on the back of that, but because he was down too early almost, all he could do was parry it into the path of Anderson, who finished almost in an empty net. So coming off will be Matty Godden. Charlton make a change, and coming on will be Josh Langaretta-Boer. Not sure how that will affect the lineup, as Crawley also make a change. Jack Rolls is coming on for Kamara after the goal, and also coming off is Will Swan. And coming on will be Hepburn Murphy. I didn't see if there was Godden was injured or just maybe overtired. I don't know, but just looking to see how the lineup will be affected by that change. Langaretta-Boer on. He looks like he's gone to the right side. Maybe three at the back. Just getting a 4-4-2 potentially from Greg Stubley. Charlton restart. It's out to Therese Campbell. Little touch into Langaretta-Boer. Ball back inside to Taylor, who sends it forward and towards the edge of the box. Headed away by Barker. Be picked up here by Edwards. Good first touch, and he's taking it away from his man, and then ball back across, looking for Kanu, but it's just too far for him. But he manages to scamper after it, get the ball back to Campbell. Therese Campbell, Taylor, to Langaretta-Boer on the right-hand side. Taylor once more looks to send this into the penalty area, doesn't it? Hadley's blocked off as he tried to run through. Referee says no. Runs through to Wallacott comfortably.
Yeah, I mean, it's a diagonal into Hadmay. He's got two centre-halves up against him, so it would have to be as good as Coventry's ball in Saturday for Hadmay to get on to the end of that. He was well checked up by the first centre-half, and that's all you have to do, really, when there's 2v1 against a centre-forward like is the first one just body. He just stands his ground and lets the centre-forward hit him, and there's not a lot you can do.
Ball forward from Crawley. It's dealt with by Mitchell back to Maynard Brewer with his head, and Maynard Brewer will roll it out to Gillespie. Charlton have to come back once more in this game. Gillespie sends it forward. Hadley was stumbling, trying to challenge for the ball. It's gone past him. Barker heads it away, but straight to Taylor. He's got Langaretta-Boer overlapping on the right. Taylor uses the young right-sided defender. Attempted cross is blocked away by Adiema. It'll be a Charlton throw.
Yeah, strange one, because someone who's got as good a delivery as Taylor, who had time to look up and see the runs in the box, I was expecting him to deliver that, and he went sideways and put us in a less dangerous position, I think.
It does seem like we've spent a night of making strange decisions as throw goes back to Taylor, back out to Edwards. Edwards sends the ball into the box. Body's in there, headed away, picked up by Therese Campbell. Goes past his man on the left-hand corner and forced outwards though. Therese Campbell still in possession, turns, now he's back in the box. Ball shot across and headed away by Ibrahim. No, it's not, it's by McKenna. It'll be a Charlton corner.
Yeah, it's a good interception and really intelligent shot come cross from Therese Campbell. He's allowed to cut back in onto that right foot, which opens up the left-hand post in Wallacott's goal, and he sets that just outside. It's curling inside. You just want a touch from a Charlton player. And McKenna with a great header to clear for the corner.
On this Charlton left-hand side. Taylor with it, sends it into the box. Wallacott doesn't come, it's headed away as far as Campbell, who gets underneath this and skies it as well and into the back of the covered end.
Yeah, a little bit of a tired strike, wasn't it? The leg was late, Brain was telling him what to do, leg wasn't having any of it, and the leg got there a bit too late, underneath the ball, off the shin almost, actually, high and right. And that's half a chance. You make a good connection on that, 12 yards out. But Campbell just couldn't get his foot onto that ball.
Wallacott with a goal kick. Sends it down the right-hand side. But headed up in the air by Small. He's going to go after it again, get something else on it. Forster shielding the ball for John Jules to send it forward. Gillespie intercepts. Taylor with a header on, but again John Jules sends it into the right-hand corner. This won't stay in play. It'll be a Charlton throw. Edwards too far away from where the ball went out, so the referee just sending him back. Charlton will make another change. This is the return of Lloyd Jones. Throw comes forward. Campbell with a header. McKenna heads it away. Campbell, this time Alan Campbell gets something on it. Can't find Cano, and it's thundered forward by Crawley. Mitchell across. Sends it away up towards Therese Campbell. Can he keep it in, Therese Campbell? No, he can't. It'll be a Crawley throw. As Charlton makes the change, and Gillespie will come off for Lloyd Jones.
Number 3 for Paulie Gillespie.
Yeah, this really is the last roll of the dice, isn't it?
Lloyd Jones.
Well, plus point of the evening there, regardless of what happens next, is that Lloyd Jones is back on the pitch.
Yeah, which is great to see.
The captain's armband.
Yeah, which is great to see.
Forster's going to have this throw as we into the last 4 minutes of normal time. Throw down the line. Jones gets there first, but he can't keep it in. It's another throw. Forster will take it again. It's almost parallel to the Charlton penalty area now on the right-hand side. Throw down the line. Edwards levers John Jules out of the way. I think that's not John Jules. I think it's Hepburn Murphy who levers out of the way, and it's run away for a Charlton goal kick. And Brewer on the hurry up to take it. Sends it forward down the left. Ibrahim. McKenna gets there. Mitchell was fouled as he attempted to get to the next ball, and then every single man in a red shirt's running towards the Crawley Town penalty area. Crawley Town have got a high line though, so that's not going to be possible. And Brewer sends it away. Hadney can't get there, send it away, but as far as Taylor sends it back towards the penalty area, headed clear once more. Alan Campbell will retrieve it, back to Taylor again. He's being pressured by John Jules, touches it to Langaretabua. Taylor takes over, had nowhere to go, so he had to go back to Maynard Brewer. Crawley fired out. Maynard Brewer just waits, now sends the ball forward. Lloyd Jones with the header, flicked on to Small. Small with Therese Campbell running ahead of him. Campbell tries to get a cross in, it deflects back off him for the goal kick. Nothing going right for Charlton this evening at the moment.
No, and I understand why Campbell's made the run into the channel, but I think at this stage of the game, when you're looking at 2 minutes plus add-ons, do you not just let Small deliver into the box? You put yourself in a lesser position by making that run. You're going away from goal at pace, defenders shutting you down, and Small had the ball at his feet to deliver.
Campbell with the header from the goal kick. Flicked on now by John Jules. Anderson skies it forward. Langaretabua with the header. Tussling now with Rolls. Got something on it, but Adiemo has it for Crawley on the left-hand side. Ball in field looking for Anderson. Therese Campbell back there defending, as is Lloyd Jones with a foot in. Trying to get another foot in, Lloyd Jones, but John Jules comes away with the ball. Back to Forster. Infield it comes to Kelly. Anderson gives it back to Kelly. He's just encouraging Kelly to keep possession. Out to Barker. Barker to his left-hand side is Adiemo. Charlton need possession back and quickly. Ball infield to Kelly once more. Goes back all the way to Woolacott and sends it long down the left-hand side. It's a good clearance as well. Rolls will find Hepburn Murphy on the left-hand side. He's in the corner. Gets it back to Rolls. Inside of him is Kelly. Charlton can't get possession back. Adiemo down to Rolls once more. Heading for the corner. Ball infield. Little 1-2 with John Jules. Rolls is in the penalty area now. Charlton can't get the ball. Left corner of the penalty area once more. Anderson picks it up for Crawley. Back to Barker. Left to Adiemo. Mitchell trying to get a challenge in and does well actually. 6 minutes of added time. Charlton have a throw in.
6 additional minutes to be played. 6 minutes.
Mitchell moves it back to Langaretabua. Sends it forward. up in the air. Had me the only player close. It's cleared away. Outfield is Hepburn Murphy. Gets it back to John Jules. Goes for the return. Hepburn Murphy. That's good running from Edwards to out-sprint the Crawley man. Shields the ball out of play for a goal kick. We need to be quick here. Maynard Brewer with the goal kick. Charlton sending Jones forward. Barker flicks it backwards. Crawley get away with that. And they have the ball with John Jules on halfway. So Reece Campbell does well, but can't come away with the ball, although he does at the second attempt. Oh, referee gives a free kick. It's to the frustration of everybody in the Valley, apart from Crawley and their supporters, of course.
Yeah. When I said last roll of the dice, I thought Jones was going to come on centre forward. He's now made his way up into the front line, and that's, you know, initially went back into the back line, but such is the state of the game and the result as it stands, I did expect him to go up front, and now he has.
Well, Crawley taking an age with this free kick. The referee now tells him to hurry up. Swung to the left-hand side. Langaretabu with a header away. Canoe does well. Beats his man on a run now. Daniel Canoe. 3 Crawley players for company. Needs help. Gets the ball off of Barker. It'll be a Charlton throw. I thought that might have come off last, actually.
It did look like it. I know we're a long, long way away from that, but it did look like it just took a nick off Carnew's boot.
Referee wants another yard back. He's been very picky. But to everybody, of course. And the attempted ball in by Mitchell's a poor one. Cleared away. Edwards, the last man back for Charlton. Just taking his time as Charlton get back on side. Sent forward. Small. Pushed out of the way. Crawley clear. Up towards Hepburn Murphy. Edwards gets there first. Anderson for Crawley. Edwards again. Little touch from Alan Campbell. Back to Terry Taylor. Into the centre circle. We'll send it forward. Jones has stayed forward. Hadme will peel away. Trying to bring it down, but got too heavy a touch and it'll run away. Oh, it's not, I thought it was going to run away for a goal kick. Crawley kept it in, quite strangely. They now clear it forward. Only as far as Taylor heads it towards the penalty area. Headed away by Forster. Only as far as Taylor once more. I'm trying to lever it forward, just about get away with it. No, and then the ball from Small out to Campbell, and Campbell almost wasn't looking for that. Yeah. He went away for a throw-in.
Yeah, and certainly not helping themselves at this late stage of the game. It's all a bit scrappy. It's decision-making out there's not what you'd like to see in these final few moments.
The referee's just booked Rob Elliott.
Yeah, he's come all the way down. He's come all the way down to the halfway line to talk to the 4th official, and you can't do that. You know, so I don't know if he's trying to wind down the clock as well, but he's quite rightly gone into the book. But there's something he's unhappy about that's just gone on.
Well, Crawley have a throw.
He's still having a pop. Yep. They're still going.
And Crawley themselves are just trying to run down the clock with the throw-in.
They've got a ball with the thrower. They've got 2 people in place to take the throw. They've got 2 balls. I mean, we've said this many, many times. They've got the lead. They're in at it on time. You're just going to get away with what you can get away with, and the referee needs to stamp down on it really quickly.
Forced it down the line. Headed in field by John Jules. Cleared away by Mitchell. Jones with the next header. Had me trying to find him again, but it's cleared by Kelly. Mitchell meets it, sends the ball forward. Canoe will tussle for it, turns his man and gets a touch. Daniel Canoe, right side of the penalty area, needs support. Langaretabu is there, but looked like he was nudged off the ball as he went to cross it, and it's gone out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, just wasn't aware of the pressure that was going to come from behind, and that little nudge meant instead of a cross, he just towed it forward and out of play.
It's been that kind of evening.
Yeah, very much 2 steps forward, 1 step back by the looks of it.
Campbell with the header from the goal kick. Kelly with the next one. Edwards trying to get there, but it's trying through to Hepburn Murphy. Runs into Campbell, and then The foul from John Jules on Mitchell. Charlton will have a free kick and they send the bodies forward. Maynard Brewer will come out of his penalty area to take it. Everybody within about the 10-yard line, bar Hepburn Murphy of the Crawley penalty area. Swung out to the far side, headed across by Hadme, headed away by John Jules. Crawley looked to counter-attack, but ball runs to Terry Taylor, looking for an out ball, provided to him by Hadme on the right-hand side. Hadme try to get the ball into the box, blocked, and away for a corner. And this is, you feel, the last opportunity.
Absolutely. I mean, we will, by the time this comes in, have elapsed the 6 minutes.
Maynard Brewer's going forward. Everybody bar Edwards in the penalty area as the ball comes in. It's a deep one. Angaretta Brewer and Hadme is there. Their heads back, but there's an empty goal for Crawley to shoot at. Edwards will stop that from happening. It won't even reach the penalty area, or just does now. And they send this forward, Edwards, but the referee will blow the whistle before anything can come of it. And the Addicts have gone down 2-1 here. Started poorly. The game itself was a poor one until Shawunmi lit it up really with his finish. The only real bit of quality in that first half. Charlton had a couple of half chances with Ellen Campbell and the missed header from Mitchell. But other than that, there wasn't a huge amount to talk about. Charlton rang the changes in the second half and got back in the game with one of those changes when Daniel Canu pounced on the header back across from Hadby to lift the ball over Woolacott. And it just felt then that Charlton might go on and win this. But it was the visitors who did when Anderson, after the shot from Kelly, was parried by Maynard Brewer into his path, gave Crawley the victory in the 3 points. And Steve Brown, as you said, 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Yeah, and the crowd not particularly happy with that performance. And if you think about the second half where we made the changes and the substitutions and the formation change, and Crawley had, by and large, more attempts than us. I know we got back into the game, but they tested Maynard Brewer on a couple of occasions with a couple of good moves. They got their second goal, and on the evidence tonight, the right team won, I think. It was just one of those lacklustre performances from Charlton after 2 really good results where you're thinking, right, come on, bounce forward, another 3 points, let's climb this league, and we couldn't find that performance, and Crawley quite rightly go over to the travelling support and celebrate the victory in the 3 points.
Well, disappointing evening here at the Valley. One that we felt might be a springboard to a little run, but it wasn't to be. Charlton go down 2-1 here. But I want to thank you anyway for your company this evening. It's, if you do want to catch up with, of course, with the post-match discussions, you can do by checking the club's website and the social media. Next up on Charlton TV is the trip to Lincoln City on Saturday. It's an early one, if you weren't aware, 12:30 kick-off. We'll be back on Charlton TV for that game. Coverage starting at 12. And if you can join us, please do so. And if you're there, we'll look forward to seeing you. And in the meantime, try and have a good rest of the week. But unfortunately from here, it's a 2-1 defeat at the Valley. From myself, my thanks to Greg Stubley and Stevie Brown alongside me. It's been a pleasure, unfortunately, except for the result. Take care, everybody. Good night.